Hello everyone, welcome back to Time Capsule here on the Games Done Quick channel, the show where we travel back in time to your favorite years in gaming and speedrun our way through popular or influential games of that time. I am your host, Smooth Operative, and tonight we are going back to the start of the millennium yet again to the year 2000 with Paper Mario. But before we get started, I do have a couple of announcements. First of all, this weekend we raised over $400,000 for direct relief during the Corona Relief Done Quick Marathon. We are honestly amazed and so appreciative of everyone that showed up to watch, and to all of you that donated, thank you so much. CRDQ is finished, but you can check out the VODs here on Twitch as well as on the YouTube channel over the next few days. Also, the new dates for Summer Games Done Quick are now August 16th through the 23rd, with game submissions and volunteer application submissions starting next week, going from April 29th to May 9th. So, if you had previously submitted to SGDQ, please be sure to resubmit on the 29th. You can go to gamesdonequick.com for more information on upcoming dates. Now then, what everyone here has been waiting for, JCOG and Paper Mario. JCOG, are you ready?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, well, whenever you want to start the timer, I'm game.
All right, well, we have the prologue's a bit long, so I think we can go ahead and get started. I can give us a countdown.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Well, hey, everybody. My name's JCOG. I'm doing an all-cards run of Paper Mario, and I've got Glower and Ice with me.
Hello.
Hey.
That's that was Ice and Glower in that order. So yeah, I guess just first things first, Paper Mario all cards. You can think of this essentially as the all chapters category. So the goal of the category, at the end of, after you beat every boss, a Star Spirit card appears. And so we have to touch every single one of those cards and then beat the game.
Keyword is touch, and we'll get into
Keyword
that
is
later
touch.
once we get to the end of some of the chapters. But
Yeah, it'll be very relevant.
yeah, so the beginning of the game is a little bit slow just because we have to go through the prologue. There's a bunch of cutscenes that we're going to go through, but during that time, we'll try to explain some of the movement tech and maybe some other things that are happening later in the run.
Yeah, and then we can't even, there's some parts that we could theoretically skip, but you get things along the way, so then you'd be missing those things. So makes it really hard to skip.
We'll probably talk about some of those and some other things you can do, but why we can't do them in this particular category.
Right. So first things first, basic movement in this game is spinning. If you press Z, you do a spin. And you'll notice at the end of every spin, I'm jumping. And that's because if you don't do that, at the end of every spin, there's like a little bit of lag. Like you slow down and stop moving. So that cancels that. Also, ledges, like stairs, will stop that instantly. So you can see I'm just like spamming the spin button, going up them. And then, yeah, just make it. All right, so what's going on here? We've got Peach. We got invited to the castle, classic Mario intro. But oh no, it's Bowser.
So yeah, this first fight is completely scripted. There is no way. Well, there's no way to win this normally. And actually, kind of fun fact: if you use cheats, you can actually kind of kill Bowser. But he doesn't have a death animation, so the game will in fact crash. And if you don't kill him, the game will actually soft lock instead because there's no script to do any attack past his fire attack, which you'll see in a little bit. So even if we could hack the game, then we can't really do anything past this point. So we actually have to lose, and there's no way around it.
Yeah, one potential thing, if we somehow found a way to take damage early, like before you made it to Bowser, you could shorten the fight, because it does like continue. Like if you go into the fight with 1 HP and the first attack kills you, it does behave normally, but not any way we know to do that in the 3 rooms we have available to us. All right, so attacks in this game. First things first, I only have jump. I don't have action commands. We'll be getting those later. So basically, all I can do here is just spam A. Little bit of tech. You probably don't notice this if you're not looking for it, but Mario, because I'm spamming A, I can actually make Mario jump instantly whenever he goes down to his crouching animation. Normally, there's like a little bit of an animation of him just waiting to do that, but you can skip that.
I think each, we call those quick jumps, and I think if you do it optimally, it saves like a third of a second each time. It's like 10 frames or something.
Yeah,
Lower,
and this is a 30
know
frame per second game.
So yeah, Bowser here using Star Rod. I'm probably a couple seconds behind just because of a little bit of delay, but yeah, Bowser using Star Rod now. He's actually not invincible. He only has 1 defense, but J-Cog can only do 1 damage, so it ends up just being 0. So again, if you hack the game and give yourself Ultra Boots or upgraded the ability to do more damage, you actually would be able to damage Bowser here. And if you kill him, again, like I said, the game would crash because he does not have a death animation for this fight, which is pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah. And I just saw a question, does tripping lose frames? And yeah, the correct answer was in chat. It does not lose frames.
Yeah, that's totally, like, when he enters battle, that is just completely random, and it doesn't affect anything.
Yeah, so rip, I died. F's in the chat.
Reset, it's over.
Reset. But that's okay. Where are we dropping?
Where are we?
I like immediately was like, no, I shouldn't have said that.
Wow, shout outs. You're doing Junior Troop Escape, right?
Yes, I'm doing Junior Escape. Okay. I'm doing like the route I'm using, and we'll get into the specifics later, but so like there's, I don't know if anyone was hoping for a world record on stream. It's pretty much impossible because I'm going to be using a safer route than what I would use in PB attempts. At the highest level of this game, if you want to save more time, you end up having to do like very risky things. They're not very marathon friendly.
Clover, what would you say your percentage of completed runs is for all cards?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing some safe strats. They're still really cool. If, for the most part, it's the same. It's mostly just like the very end game that changes.
Yeah. So there's a partner we're going to be getting later, or Jacob's going to get later. It's faster to actually skip the partner, but by skipping the partner, it ends up being way riskier. Sorry, that's what I was trying to look. Way riskier at the end, because their ability is really good and makes the fight a lot more consistent. Also, I saw a question: what's the difference between Japanese and English version? So the big one is text. There's a couple Japanese only glitches in the game, but I actually don't think there are any in this particular run. Oh, there's one in chapter 7.
Just skip.
And Cooper skip, technically, which saves like 15, 20 seconds maybe. So like really the big one is text. There are a couple small changes, but not that many in this run.
Yeah, there are some other glitches that are exclusive to the Japanese version. We don't really take advantage of them in this run. Not really relevant. All right, so just going through here. Advancing the story, you got to talk to Goomba. He tells you that you need to... Actually, I don't even remember exactly what he's telling you. I know he's telling you to go to...
I think Goomba... I don't remember. It's been so long since I've played this game casually.
Same.
I think you talk to him and he's like, oh, you want to go to Toad Town? Go talk to Goomba. And then you talk to Goomba and he's like, yeah, there's a fence. And then, oh no, actually the Kammy Koopa does some things. And then Goompa's like, oh, go talk to Goomba. He has a hammer.
But yeah, it's blocked. And there's definitely no way in between that block. The gap is not big enough. It's not like Mario's made of paper.
So
no,
another...
Actually,
sorry, go ahead. I was going to say another fun fact.
Junior skip real quick.
Oh, yeah, we can explain that.
Yeah, so first big trick of the run is coming up. And so we're going from 0 to 100. Basically, I've just been like jumping around and stuff, nothing too bad. But now I need to do 15-ish frame perfect jumps.
So the way this game deals with loading zones is a loading zone won't actually take Mario until he's on the ground for more than 1 frame. So it takes 2 frames for a loading zone to actually take Mario to the next room. And so because of that, Mario can actually jump frame perfectly the frame he lands on the ground, and it will not actually take the loading zone. It will store it. So what Jacob's going to do here is he's going to jump into the loading zone and then frame perfectly jump all the way across the room open the bush, get the hammer, and then after he gets the hammer, the loading zone will take JCOG and it will actually skip the first Junior Troopers fight. And so every single one of these jumps is frame perfect. So
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, so he just got it. So you
Second
saw
try.
second try. So when the bush shook there, it actually did give him the hammer immediately. You didn't see the cutscene of him like getting the hammer. But he now has the hammer. So now what he's doing also is he's grabbing a couple extra coins. You need coins later for a badge that you're gonna get after chapter 1. So you're just kind of grabbing a couple here. But yeah, every single one of those jumps is frame perfect. And on top of that, you can't just... It's a really hard trick, but you can't be holding full left because in order to do the frame perfect jump, Mario actually has to be standing still. So your stick has to be completely neutral. And so every time you jump, you then also have to frame perfectly hit forward on the joystick so that Mario will get the most movement. And so every single time he jumps, hits forward on the C stick, on the control stick, lets go of the control stick, jumps again, and then hits forward on the joystick over and over and over again until he reaches that bush. Really hard trick, and it saves about a minute.
Yeah. The trick itself saves more than that, but like routing changes, we lose a little bit of time later because we're missing experience. But yeah, about a minute overall. Say no to some tutorials. Just got power jump, and we're getting our first partner, Goombario. He's a partner.
He will do
he speeds up the beginning.
No, 3 fights. He's in 3 fights.
Yeah.
And then you don't see him ever again, unfortunately. So
he gets his moment to shine again, like midway.
Oh right, I forgot you fight Lantern.
Oh yeah.
Run. Oh my god. Yeah, he does fight Lantern. That is faster. I remember that. Yeah. Never mind. He's gonna be in 4 fights. So yeah, Jacob grabbing a Goom Nut here. He's gonna that's gonna be used in just a little bit, but
Yep. Did a little swag there.
Did you get the hammer?
Yeah. All right, and we skipped the close call badge. If you were doing like if I was trying to do a PB attempt with like risky strats, I would get close call, which gives you a 30% chance to just not take damage if you have 5 HP or left, 5 HP or less. But yeah, we're not gonna deal with that. All right, so these are the Koopa Bros. The back one actually has 1 more HP than the front one, so that's why you'll see like I did 1 power jump on the. I did an extra attack with Goombario. I'm just gonna do nothing here.
Yeah, the blue
also,
one has 6 HP, red one has 7, so we need to deal 7 total. And if you killed both the enemies at the same time, it's faster because you can basically overlap their death cutscenes. And also, if you kill one, the other one will actually have dialogue, which is a fun fact that you don't ever see in speedruns because you just killed them both at the same time.
Yep. All right, now anyone from my chat who's here is probably... Okay, I haven't seen anyone going crazy yet, but I may be somewhat infamous for having died to Goomba King up here. I did not save. We'll see how it goes. It's a 100% consistent fight if you're not like...
if you don't mess it up.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I've messed up the fight before. It happens. I've never died to Goomba King though, so you know you still have that one.
Yeah. It's definitely never happened more than once. I mean, what?
Did you like not attack the tree twice or something?
So the tree here has like you'll see it has like a little bandage you can attack, and in my head, you do prologue a lot when you're doing runs of this game. I wasn't really paying attention, so in my head the cursor was gonna start on the tree, but it actually starts on Goomba King, and so I went 1 to the right and attacked Goomba Bro instead.
I've definitely never done that before, by the way. Totally never done that before. Haha.
So look at me attacking the right person.
So also why that becomes a problem is when you see JCOG hit the tree in the background, the nut will fall and hit Goomba King, and then the red Goomba, and then the blue Goomba. If you accidentally power jump the red Goomba and kill him, then the Goom Nut will actually hit Goomba King, and then since the red Goomba is gone, it won't bounce on him, so it actually won't hit the blue Goomba, so the blue Goomba stays alive. And so that's kind of why JCOG died that one time, is because there were still 2 enemies left, and they were dealing 2 damage to him every turn instead of just that one. So it just became a mess, and it was rough.
Yeah, it was a little rough.
Also, I always thought it
But
was
I did
super
it. We're good.
interesting. I always thought it was super interesting that fight has like something you can interact with in the background, and I really can only think of one other enemy that has that, and that's the Gulpits in Chapter
I swear
7.
there was another one that I thought of recently.
There might be
But-
another one. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but it's just so weird that they introduced that in the prologue and then like never use it again and for the rest of the run. So I don't know. I always thought it was kind of weird. What do you guys think?
No, it is interesting. Maybe just a mechanic, because it seems like they worked on this part of the game, early on. Makes sense, prologue.
Mhm. Yeah.
But maybe they just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Decided not to use that mechanic this much.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was always just interesting that like you could do that in the Gulpits with their little like rocks.
Yeah.
The Lantern Ghost is a little bit different. His actual lantern's not exactly in the background. It's an actual. I mean, you kind of need to attack in order to beat him. The tree is like essentially optional, and there's in the Gulpit fight his little pile of rocks. Unfortunately, you won't
machine,
see
that's
any
the one.
Gulpits.
Oh,
Right, the slot machine. That's what it is. Right.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Right. I forgot you could do that.
Yeah, if you fight in chapter 4, the toy box level, there's a room with a like a slot machine, and if you encounter an enemy in that room, you can actually attack the slot machine and like win coins, I think.
I don't know. Spoiler alert: we are not going into that room, unfortunately.
No, we are not.
You won't be able to see that.
Yeah, you wouldn't even do that in a glitchless run.
Yeah, that room is completely optional. So a couple more cutscenes. We're almost done with the prologue, I promise.
Yeah, we're getting
Gotta
there.
get introduced to these kids.
Yeah, we're like 3/4 of the way through the prologue. Still have to get action commands though, which is with the Lucky Star.
Also, something I always thought was kind of interesting that you don't start with the action command in this game, whereas like Super Mario RPG, you like have it, and that's the first tutorial that a Toad gives you. Is like, do you want to learn how to use it?
Yeah,
And the same
I mean,
with
it is a
all
good
of
excuse to
the
do a tutorial.
That's true. But like, and all the Mario and Luigi games, like I guess it's a little bit different, but like you automatically get all of those, and like that's one of the first tutorials. But this game, like, you don't get it till the end of prologue. It's just kind of interesting.
Yeah, and then just doing like some movement optimization throughout here. The shortest distance between 2 points isn't necessarily always a straight line, since you can save time. Like any time that I'm spending jumping in the air is time that I could be spending spinning. Hopefully. So I'll like aim for as many ledges as I can, because then you get like an instant cancel and you can immediately go back to spinning. So like I did right there.
Just saw a question in chat. What does all cards mean in this game? And just for people who weren't here earlier, in this game, when you beat a chapter, each of these star spirits that you're trying to save is trapped within a card, like a little playing card. And so all cards means that you have to touch all of the Star Spirits cards. We called it cards because we want to be a unique speed game, and they're in cards. All stars sounds so boring. All cards like Paper Mario. That's what it is.
Exactly, cards, paper, it fits. And again, the keyword there is touch all the cards. That'll be relevant later. Wait, were you about to say something, Glover?
What was that?
Oh, I thought I heard your voice.
Okay, so
No, I
this
didn't
is
say anything.
the last cutscene of prologue. I promise. we have to catch back up with Peach. I don't know what she's up to. It's been a while since we saw her. Like 2 whole minutes.
Yeah, Bowser's I honestly don't know what's going on during these cutscenes. I haven't like played it casually in like 4 years.
This one, I think it's Peach is like, oh, I'm so sad. I wonder how Mario's doing. Bowser's evil. I need to like something, and then Twink shows up, and Peach is like, oh, it's Twink. Can you take me back home? It's like, oh no, I'm too weak. I can't do this. Like, oh, can you beat Bowser? It's like, no, I'm too weak. It's like, can you go give this to Mario? It's like, I got you.
Yeah, honestly, Peach is a lifesaver though. We didn't get the lucky star. I don't know what we do. Like, it is possible to skip getting the lucky star here and not have action commands. In fact, the any % TAS, which TAS is a tool assisted speedrun, like a theoretical best possible run. It does skip lucky star.
Route's fire, by the way.
It is fire.
It's so sick. After this run, go look up Paper Mario Any % TAS by Deuterino.
Yes.
It's really good. Me, Glower, I don't think Chekog was commentating that, but
No,
me and Glower were commentating that. We're the ones who routed most of it. It's pretty interesting because we don't have the action command, so a lot of those final fights get really interesting with our item usage.
Yeah, can't abuse. You were not able to abuse a lot of the stuff that we can with action commands.
Mhm.
All right, so next boss, say no to the tutorial.
Hardest boss in the
I
game,
get it.
pressing B.
You'd be surprised how hard that is to do sometimes if you're not paying attention.
Dude, oh my god, I hate just not paying attention. It's just like, yeah, shut up, Twink. It's like, oh, I just hit A.
Right.
Oops.
All right, but now we have action commands, and so what that means is that I can do extra damage by timing my attacks. With jump, it just means press A right before you attack. Also, we can block attacks, like I did not do right there. Which, I don't know, right there it doesn't matter. It would have saved, like, what, 4 frames or something? But, yeah, that prevents 1 damage. Not quite as OP for anyone who's played The 1,000-Year Door. And that game, it had the same mechanics, but there was also super guarding, which you could press B with really good timing to just completely ignore all damage and deal 1 back. That's not a thing in this game, so no abusing that.
I think in T2ID it's 3 frames to do a super guard, but
Yep.
T2ID is 60 FPS. This game is 30. So in this game, blocking is 3 frames on all attacks, but it's 30
Also,
FPS.
this is about
so
to be
it's not-
crazy. I'll explain what happened in a second, or if Vice wants to.
Oh, you're doing Black Toad skip, right? Okay,
Yep.
so another glitch is, I guess, during this next part, we'll kind of explain the out of bounds mechanics as a whole because we abuse out of bounds a lot. But basically, what's happening or what happened is Jcog used this green toad here to push himself out of bounds, so he kind of clipped into the wall there. And then by doing some pretty precise movement, you can actually have Mario land inside that post office and then fall out of bounds again and land behind the Toad House and then fall into the loading zone, which skips the Black Toads. And so the name is, the trick is aptly named Black Toad Skip. It saves about a minute by skipping a bunch of cutscenes where you have to talk to Merlin, and then he like shoots lightning at them, and then they turn into the Koopa Bros, and it's like, oh no, they're actually evil. Yeah, I guess we'll take this time, since we have a couple more cutscenes coming up soon with Cooper. I guess I'll take this time to explain out of bounds, because out of bounds is
it's very
kind of complicated in this game.
And also insanely useful.
Yes. So the way out of bounds works in this game is whenever Mario falls off the map, or if he's no longer on ground, he will fall, obviously. And then after a certain amount of time, is it time or distance? I think it's time, right?
It's time, yeah.
Okay, after a certain amount of time, the game will check if there is ground above Mario. And if there is ground above Mario, the game will immediately move Mario to that Y position. He'll stand on the ground. If there is no ground above Mario after the amount of time, Mario will actually just shoot upwards at he'll just get launched upwards really fast for some reason. And during that whole time, it will still be checking if there's ground above Mario. So during the upwards launch, he will still have his momentum in the X and Z directions. And during the rest of the time, it will check if there's ground. And if there's ever ground above Mario, Mario will be put at that Y position on that ground. And then again, as he shoots up, if there is still no ground above him, the game will then respawn Mario back to his position before he fell out of bounds. So his last grounded position. So most of the times when we're making use of this out of bounds movement, we're having Mario fall out of bounds, and then as he's falling, we position him to a certain spot. And then when the game shoots him back upwards or checks if there's ground above him, the ground that's now above him is where we want to be. There are a couple applications where during the launch upwards, we will purposefully make Mario not land on ground so that we can respawn, and then do some more movement. It's really complicated. It's also kind of hard to do without a visual to really understand it. I can't think of a application in this run because log skip, but is there a time where you do something similar?
I'm going to do early lackey.
Why?
Mostly because it's another use for out of bounds, for LCS out of bounds like that.
I was thinking more like the log skip method, where you like shoot up, touch a loading zone, then kind of go around.
No, I don't think we do that in this category.
Okay, yeah. So there's a trick called log skip, which skips the second half of chapter 1, and it uses the mechanic where Mario will launch upwards, keeping his X momentum, but since there's no floor above him, he'll actually go back to his initial spot. Really, really weird mechanic.
Yeah.
But for now, all you have to know is that if there's a ground above him, then Mario will be launch up and be put back on that floor.
Yeah. My best guess for why that even exists is just, whenever they were debugging the game, there's some debug levels still in the game that you can access with cheats. And a lot of them just don't have walls. So I figured they did that just so that they could get back easy. That's my best guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. No, log skip is not in this run. Log skip is only used to skip the second half of chapter 1. But since we're beating chapter 1, we don't really need to do it.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. At that point, it loses time.
All right, this room can be really annoying. Hopefully I don't get trolled. It's not the end of the world if I do, but so first thing, okay, good. That Spike Goomba can like spawn on top of that item, which is really annoying. And then this Koopa, this paratrooper, I don't like him.
All right, so the room that Jacob just did, so Glower, the guy and the other guy commentator here, did something recently. So in any percent, this room, that switch you just saw Jacob hit, is the only time you need to use Cooper in the run. Technically not true, but there are skips. There are ways for any percent, not all cards, for any percent.
Yeah, you actually can't even beat chapter 1 without him otherwise.
And there are because of that room, but there are other skips that let you skip some other uses of him in any percent. But that room was the big one that if we could get through that without having to hit that switch, then we could skip Cooper in any percent. But it required like 15 or 20 LZS frame perfect jumps, but also while Mario is like respawning from out of bounds, so you actually can't see when to do the jump. And so they're essentially blind seam walking LZS jumps. And for the longest time, we're like, this trick is so stupid. It's task only. No way we can do it. Glower here is like, I'm going to grind it out. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, what, like 2 weeks ago?
And Glower just kind of did it.
Dude is a madman.
Glower, you want to talk about how crazy you are?
I plan to make a video about how it was done, but basically I tasked it and looked at the room with like collision viewer as I was doing it in task to understand it. And then from that point, after I found a setup, I just grinded it out.
Oh, more out of bounds right here. You can just kind of jump around this wall. And then same thing, just pop back up at the top. We're gonna go through this door, except it should be the door right there, but it actually puts us out on the door below. So take a look at the door and watch what it doesn't do.
Oh yeah, that's kind of an interesting little visual glitch because it expects you to be in the bottom door, and I guess because there's like a cutscene here, it doesn't actually close the door. It's really weird,
the door's open.
A little silly.
So inconsiderate. Not closing the door.
Mario was literally racing apart.
Yo, what do you guys think the switch? Ah, dude. It's a trap.
Oh my god, dude. Can't believe you fell for the trap. You literally saw the cutscene. What the heck?
Oh, right. I wasn't paying attention. I was explaining the doors. Okay. But no, this is scripted. This is required. The next partner, Bombette. We get a lot of partners really quickly in the beginning. Yeah, Bombette's very useful. Quick hit this art block beforehand. Get full FP. But yeah, she lets us blow up walls and is also pretty useful in battle. Both her bomb ability and her power bomb, which lets her attack all grounded enemies.
Also, say goodbye to Cooper for like 2 hours, by the way. Like,
yeah, well, not quite.
Oh, right. Yeah, I keep forgetting Mount Rugged. Yeah.
Well, even in this chapter, because we have to hit the red switch.
Dude, I have not. I need to stop. I need to run all cards again. Oh my god. I keep thinking it's like, all right, now we're just gonna dip and go do log skip. My bad.
Nah, you're good. All right, and super early on, we don't have a lot of really good ways to attack lots of enemies, so we're abusing items like pretty hard. So like right here, we can use a fire flower, and well, I guess it doesn't matter in this case because bombs have 3 HP. But even if they didn't, like blast attack, I don't know, fire attacks basically instantly kill bombs. So that's useful. I can take
There's actually a really interesting strat in any percent. At the end of the game in chapter 8, there's a fight where you have to fight 4 duplighosts. And
okay, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. This part is really annoying. Hopefully it goes well. Sometimes the game can troll you in this Koopa Troll, true to his name, just won't see you. I'm gonna try. Oh, good. Oh, perfect. Get the first strike with
Let's
Bombat. Okay, you can go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just saying that. There are 4 Duplighosts, and the ideal strat at the end of the run is it's RNG, obviously, but ideally you have all 4 Duplighosts transform into Bombette, and then if you just use Power Bomb, it will instantly kill all of them.
Fright Jar fail.
Oh my god. So yeah, Jacob's using an item here called Fright Jar, which has a chance to instantly scare the enemies and make them all run away. It is on the Koopas 90% on each of them, I believe. Yeah. So there's a 10% chance that it fails on any individual Koopa, so just a little bit of bad luck there.
I think
there's a cool little strat here.
Is it back?
Where you can...
Oh
yeah, it looks like we're back.
Okay. It was fine. I had a Fright Jar fail. It's fine though. Everything's fine.
You use on the enemy?
What's that? Yeah, I used the Thunderbolt. So I'll have to remember to hit the heart block before the cannons, and then also Junior will be a little bit slower later, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Lost a
There's
little
bit of bad luck. Yeah. So these fire bars, it's kind of interesting. If you actually jump over them 10 times, like Jacob's doing, they will spawn 10 coins. So if you've never played this game or only played this game casually, you might not have known that, but this is going to get us a bunch more coins that we need. I don't. Is that like a reference to something? Like, why is this a thing?
Jumping over it? I don't know. It works on there's some fire bars in chapter 5 as well. We won't need coins by that point, but like if you want them casually, you can just jump over those.
Yeah, I mean, I know it happens on every fire bar, but I'm just like wondering, is that like a Mario thing, or like, where did that even come from? Did they just decide, let's do it?
I don't know, but picking up a key. It's really weird the way that the keys behave, like these locks behave in this room. So in order to get back into this room, we actually had to unlock that door, and we did have to do the pit. There's no way around that. If the lock in this room up ahead, just like you can't interact with it unless you've. Well, I don't know exactly what the trigger is. I think it's unlock the door below.
Wait, really? I didn't actually know that.
Yeah. Otherwise, we have to unlock it in like reverse all cards.
Oh.
And then leave the room and come back.
All
right, so these are pie jumps. So not mess them up, hopefully. Good. Just some pretty somewhat precise jumps. Okay, good. Not the best pie jumps in my life, but I made it past. Yeah, the hitboxes don't extend far enough to block you from jumping around, so you can kind of just like jump around them. Saves what, like 12 seconds if you do it right?
I think if you do both of them, it saves 12 seconds. Something like that. Glower timed them once.
Yeah, I don't think I saved the full 12 seconds, but faster than not doing them.
Yeah,
Pretty
maybe
easy,
it's
though.
a hot rope jump reference.
Overall.
That'd be interesting from Mario Party 1.
Maybe. Yep, just going through, picking up a key. Need a key to unlock that door, so just doing that. Have to hit this switch. Oh, and this room is like not very interesting for this run, but if you watch the all cards tasks, I keep referring to the tasks, the chains in here with really precise movement. You can actually just jump. They have hitboxes. I don't know if it's the individual links or what, but you can jump up the chain.
That's such a cool room. I love how he does that. Yeah.
Here we're just like spinning around. I need to hit the heart block. Okay, don't forget that.
Yes, hit the heart block because you had to use the bomb.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world if I forgot, but.
Wait, why do you where are you?
We do double pow block strat here.
Oh, right, because you don't have the right. Okay, so you do pow block.
Make up some experience.
Nothing pow block.
Yeah, pow, nothing pow. Yeah.
Oh, instead of hitting the heart block before the fight, is what you're saying.
Well, I was gonna hit it before anyway.
Or I mean, sorry, hit the heart block after instead of hitting it after the fight, is what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna hit it now because why not?
Right.
While I'm thinking about it, and then I can like make sure to time this. Oh, okay. Dude, these cannons scare me.
Yeah, these cannons are annoying.
Yep, the bullet bills spawn based on RNG, so it's different every time except for the first round of 3 that come.
Yeah, so that's why you saw me walking and not actually like trying to spin as much as I could. Just reaction time. If you're spinning, it's way harder to react.
Mhm.
All right. So pow blocks, they do hit things in the air in this game. Don't know if you guys knew that. It's just a thing.
But yeah, it's kind of weird.
We did that. That makes up a little bit of experience by letting the bullet bill spawn. There's another strat that you can do. You can first strike a bomb with bombette, use the thunderbolt if we still had it, and then bomb again. But this, I don't know if this is faster or not, but I definitely know it makes up the experience we need from skipping Junior.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so this guy, oh my god, we're already at the end. It's Bowser.
Bro, what? This is a 3-hour
What?
estimate. How are you at Bowser 35 minutes in?
I
Crazy.
don't know. It's insane.
Also, fun fact: if you don't pay attention to too many details, this enemy's name is actually Bowser with 3 question marks, which is kind of funny. And then every time you damage him, they have a little text box. You can hear them talking on the inside. It's like, hey, we got him. He's shaking in his boots.
He'll never know. We beat him.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Fan favorite song coming up right here. It's a banger.
This is a good song. This is a good song. Top tier.
Only bad
Definitely
thing
top
about
tier.
it is we don't hear it for very long because the fight's really fast. These are the Koopa Bros. If you do enough damage to them, they will just fall over.
It's you actually have to. I think you have to hit them with 2 attacks, but Bombette's bomb counts as 2. I don't think it's.
I don't know. Thunderbolt
damage.
also works. Maybe
That's interesting. I don't think it's. Is it damage based? Am I wrong? I don't know.
might
I
be
actually
a
have no
combination.
idea.
I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure an untimed bomb knocks them over.
Yeah, but they all have 5 HP, and with them knocked over, and the power block keeps them knocked over. They're dead.
Oh yeah, the fight's over. Sorry.
That's it's over.
That's
All right. But we were talking about all cards. This is where we'll get the first instance of a card. So if you don't remember, haven't played the game in a while, don't know what we're talking about. This right here that's about to spawn is a Star Spirit card. And so we get the first one first. Makes sense, right?
Crazy that they're in cards and you have to touch them. So it's like you have to get all the cards. Crazy.
Crazy, right? All right, and then we wait for it to spawn, and I spin into it, and that is one card. 6 more to go.
6 more to go.
And so the typical thing, like what happens in this game, the way it's scripted, is you touch a card, you get this screen, end of chapter, that translates to, I believe, or end of chapter 1, something like that. And then you get a save prompt, we save, and then you go and you get to control Peach for a bit. This one isn't too interesting. Well, it's kind of interesting, actually. You get to read Bowser's diary. Bowser has a diary. Not judging. If you have a diary, that's fine.
Dude, I still don't understand what day whatever X0 or 0. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't know if you've read his diary in English in a long time.
It's been a while.
It's like day XX, like day X is 0. Day 0. I don't know what that means. Like,
they do the same thing in TTYD. Whenever it's like Keel Hall Key, and they're doing the day log or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like some sailor thing or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, that or they just didn't want to put actual dates. One of the two. Didn't want to date their game too hard.
I don't know. Like you
know, by this point it is 20 years old. This is Time Capsule.
Yeah. But you couldn't have just done January 2nd or something like that, right? Like
they could have. Yeah, that's true.
Year, obviously.
I don't know. Does the Mushroom Kingdom use the same calendar that we do?
Just Mushroom Kingdom use the Julian calendar.
It's like what's it called? The Augustan calendar or something like that.
That was a Julian calendar.
I don't think they have ancient Romans in.
You're right. You're right. What's the lore of that? Like, who would be the Julius Caesar of paper?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to know.
Oh man.
Yeah, they probably have a February 30th in their calendar.
February 30th.
Gregorian, that's the one.
Gregorian. Oh my God. What is Julian calendar? Am I stupid?
I don't know. All right, last tutorial boss of the game. Just say no. Say it. You have to say it twice. Oh yeah, that's something else I didn't mention. So text in this game, there's no text mashing in this game. You just hold B. It's the nicest thing. Like, so many RPGs, you're constantly mashing buttons. In this one, I literally have a clamp. I literally have a clamp for it gives me bathroom breaks later on if I need them. Just put the clamp on the B button on my controller, and then I can walk away while text is going. Oh, Julius, yeah, you're probably thinking I don't know, Julius Caesar. I don't know.
Well, yeah, well, Julius Caesar came up with the Julian calendar. That's what it is. That's why it's called the Julian calendar. But apparently, it's Julian's the normal one. I think Gregorian is correct. I think Julian was the original.
Not a task. Let's not talk about it. No, not a task. All right, so just running around enemies here. Not too bad. This room conveniently doesn't have any enemies, even though it did on the way in. But right here triggers Junior Troopa. Who's this guy? We haven't seen him before.
Yeah, I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, I don't know who this is. He's gonna ask if we know who he is. I'm gonna lie and say yes.
Oh, another fun fact. There's a part in the any percent tasks a while ago. An older one made by Task Malio, where at the end of the run you encounter the Koopa Bros in Chapter 8, and they ask, "You remember us, don't you?" And then Malio, it's faster obviously to just choose yes because that's the first option. Malio actually lost a couple frames to say no.
Oh, did he?
Because he thought it would be funnier to just say no to these guys. Like, I don't even know who these guys are. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. All right, so if I didn't get a Fright Jar fail, I could have done this fight in just 2 turns. Because I would have used a Thunderbolt on turn 2. But since we don't have that, we used it to make up some time from the Fright Jar fail. He still has 1 HP right here, so just gotta use Hammer.
Oh yeah, it's time to spin to win. Spin to win. All right. so, right after this fight, J-Cog wants to get a badge called Speedy Spin, which is why he got 50 coins in Chapter 1. And so Speedy Spin, Ralph sells 3 badges at a time, and currently there are 4 available badges. So if you're good at math and you know how 4 choose 3 works, you know there's a 75% chance for the Speedy Spin badge to show up in the badge shop. And if he doesn't get it, then he actually has to go 2 rooms away and come back to get it.
And it loses like 20 to 25 seconds every time you don't get it. We got it. I thought we weren't going to get it.
And this badge is
for those
so worth it to get. Like, you will actually lose minutes if you don't get this badge. So like getting all those really coins, brutal. Watching that little cutscene and equipping it, that's all completely worth it. This badge literally saves minutes over the course of the run. It's
yep.
Yeah, I even have a game in my chat whenever I'm streaming where people can guess, and the bot like records their guesses and they get points if they guess the order of the badge shop right. It's kind of fun. That's why you see everybody posting like bad spin to Spoodily Spud and stuff like that.
Yeah, those are FFZ emotes that J-Cog has in his chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got it lucky. Didn't have to go 2 rooms away and reload it.
Yep.
But yeah, now we're just entering Chapter 2.
Yep. Get the train back. Dude, this game is just filled with bangers.
I actually really like the train song. It's really good. Yo, can you do the slide thing? I'm just kidding.
Oh wait, it'll clear. It'll clear
when you get the 3rd letter. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I would if I didn't have to do early seed with that sound going.
Oh my god. Okay, that's fine.
That'd be so obnoxious.
Oh man. So there's a glitch in the game. So when you go down, so there are gonna be these little slides that you see.
Yeah,
when you go down
move faster. Yep.
Yeah, when you go down the slides, Mario will slide down. Then will be a sliding sound effect. If you do LZS or loading zone storage, and you jump into the start of a slide, Mario will start taking the slide, but then the loading zone will actually take him into the next room. But because you never finish the slide, the sound effect doesn't stop. So this little like sound effect just continues like essentially forever if you wanted to, or until you until you go down an actual slide and ends it.
I bet it would cancel I bet it would cancel in Chapter 5 like it does in the tasks.
Maybe it
for
might.
The the rumbling.
Probably.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's a couple things that would end it, which is kind of silly. And also, funnily enough, is if you get a game over. So when you get a game over in this game, it doesn't actually clear a lot of things stored in RAM. So that sound effect, if you get a game over and you go back to the main menu and then you start another file, the sound effect will still be going.
Oh, sorry. Oh, let's go.
All right, so this trick is really stupid.
Let's
thanks, though.
go. That went so much better than I could have ever hoped for. That is my least favorite trick in the game.
All right, Glory, you explain early seed. I have no idea how it works.
I wouldn't describe it as stupid. I would call it precise.
Precise, but you don't know exactly what inputs you're putting in.
You have to hold the angle isn't exact. Like there's a range of angles that works, but in order to get further into the wall than normal, you have to do something called hammer cancel jumps. And what that is we didn't talk about hammer canceling, did we?
No, we did not.
If you hammer and then you press B as the hammer touches the ground, it actually saves a few frames and cancels the hammer animation. So if you do that while jumping, then it pushes you a little bit further into the wall, and that allows the spin to clip through the wall because there's a hole there.
Yeah, just a hole. They didn't connect the walls correctly. If I could remove one trick from the game, it would be that one.
Facts.
I'd remove record skip personally.
That's another good one.
Record skip, I don't have a problem with. Or Clippy Boots. I don't have a problem with either.
Clippy Boots is actually so easy. I feel like it got super overhyped how hard it is. It is not.
It's free except
hard
when it
of a
isn't.
trick.
Okay, but basically, I just got all the letters. This is Paracarry. One of the best partners in the game, especially for battles.
Best partner, speedrun wise, like upper mid tier partner, like overall, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, he's good both in and out of battles. Can use him to get out of bounds and stuff.
So so early seed that he did earlier, yes. What that does is allows us to skip having to backtrack back to get that seed. So another name for it is actually paracarryless seed, because normally you need to use paracarry to like fly over the gap to get the seed. But instead you can just get it, and then you don't have to get paracarry, then go back, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, doing it well saves like between 30 and 40 seconds, depending on how fast you get it, which I just did.
Jaycog, where are you going? That's not the way to beat chapter 2.
This is chapter 2. Am I not supposed to beat it?
I think he forgot something in Toad Town.
I think I forgot something. I think it's in the blue house. There's a lot going on though, right? Hang on. There's like a key in there. Let's go get that. Yeah. No, so this trick, this is blue house skip. Basically, oh dude, I have to actually do the trick.
Paul, you can just do it. So blue house skip is an infamous trick. It was a lot of times considered like a big barrier to entry in this game. But basically what happens is the wall. So if you know a little bit about the history of this game, you might have heard the misconception that it's actually the boxes that are slightly clipping out of the house and you can stand on the boxes. That's completely untrue.
I said that myself at SGDQ 2018 on the couch.
I thought that for the longest time because that's what GigaDB told me, because that's what we thought it was, because we didn't really have a hitbox viewer. But recently, hitbox viewers for this game have come out, and we have actually found out that the wall of the blue house is like weird and can be treated as a floor for a frame, and while it's being treated as a floor, you can just jump again. And the ceiling doesn't actually have a hitbox, so you can just kind of go right through it.
Well, it does, but it's a ceiling, so it lets you go one way.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's what it is. Yeah, it doesn't have a because it's a ceiling, you can go like through it from the top. It doesn't have a hitbox that prevents you from going in. So yeah, that's blue house skip. It was pretty fast, and we tried to explain it as best we could. But
I mean, okay, where's that in my runs?
I just got a 15 cap.
I got a double 13. Like it didn't even cap.
Sick. Let's go. Okay, so
right, power bounce caps. Oh my god, we're behind on explaining things. Also, oh no, you know what? We have some time. I can explain power bounce caps. So the badge that I was using, and I didn't mention it, but I picked up power bounce in chapter 1. It's that like
that was sick swag hammer, by the way.
Oh, I think
swag hammer going through the pipe. I like it.
Dude, those ones are free. I found out about them just recently. But no, so power bounces in this game. Power bounce is a move that lets you jump on the same enemy over and over until you miss the action command, or until the game just randomly decides, nope, you're done. So different enemies have different like multipliers that determine like how many bounces you can potentially get. Blooper right there will always let you get at least 8 bounces before it cuts you off, which means it's consistent. We can always beat him in like 3 turns at the most. But you know, faster. I got a 2 turn right there. That was about as close to a perfect fight as you can expect. because I got 13 bounces on the first one, and then a shell shot, and then the second one didn't even cap me. I dropped it myself at 12, which he has 30 HP and kills him. But power bounce caps will be very relevant later on because we use power bounce against pretty
much every boss, almost all of them. Also, I did see a question earlier in the chat that is actually a very good question. Someone said, "Isn't that where you fight Super Blooper?" And the answer was in chat. But the way this game actually works is it doesn't. The bloopers are not tied to an area; they're tied to the order you fight them. So the first blooper fight you do is always the first blooper. The second fight you do is always Electro Blooper, and then the third is Super Blooper. So if you play the game casually, you probably entered the sewers, went into the left room, and then you fought the first blooper, and then you might have fought a different one. You might have fought them in a different order, but or in different locations. But it's the order you fight them, not the location. So we're lucky that's
just out of abundance of caution.
Oh, that's a good idea.
All right, so we only came to Chapter 5 to get sushi and to get the Power Quake badge that I just picked up.
Also to trigger Chapter 5. That's kind of important.
Also to trigger Chapter 5. That is important. Well,
actually, no. I guess
do that to get sushi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I guess going through the mansion would trigger 3 anyway. It's not like it's locked.
Yeah. And Power Quake, luckily here, which I'm using to attack these guys, does the same amount of damage no matter what level hammer you have. So fully charged, it'll do 4 right here, no matter what.
Oh yeah, shout out to Ant Susan.
Yeah, Ant Susan. All right, hopefully I get an FP drop here. We'll save a little time. But we'll see. Not okay. That's fine. I got a heart drop too, but that's fine. All right. So if I hadn't gotten that FP drop right there, I wouldn't have enough FP to do 2 like Quake hammers here. So I would have had to eat my honey syrup. But that's fine. Also, we're working on. I'm intentionally getting first strut going into these battles. There's a badge coming up, Mega Rush, that lets you do way more damage, +4 damage per attack, whenever you have 1 HP. So we're working on getting down to that. Okay,
and you're going to see that become very relevant in this next chapter.
Yes.
So the way Power Bounce works also is that your first jump will be at max damage, and then the next time you jump, it will be 1 damage less than that until you miss the action command, or like we were explaining earlier, you get capped. So Mega Rush increases your attack by 4. So when you do your first jump, it would deal normally it would deal like 6. Then the next bounce is 5, and then it's 4, and then 3, 2, 1. And so if you're good at quick maths, you can realize that you can deal 20 damage to an enemy in just 1 power bounce very, very quickly. So that's going to be very useful. Yeah, seriously, it's so dumb.
I didn't want to accidentally pick up a heart, so.
Yeah.
All right, so another thing we have. Oh my god, there's so many things. So
right?
Oh my god. Things pick up really quickly in this game.
Yeah, right. We were slacking because of prologue, and it's like, oh god, we have to explain everything now.
Yes. So I'm doing bombette pushes right now, which whenever bombette lands from using bomb, you can move into an enemy to push them slightly. If I do that,
Glower, why does that happen? Explain that to us.
Yeah, he found it.
I don't know why it happens, but right when Mario and Bombette make contact, and you're standing next to an NPC, it pushes them very slightly. And the distance depends on how fast you're moving.
I got it, I swear. It happens. I think it cut out exactly for the trick.
Yeah, it cut out like exactly as you entered the door. That's unfortunate, but...
I swear I got record skip, and I swear it was first try.
So yeah, unfortunately you didn't see it, but basically what Jacob did is he used Bombette to push the boo ever so slightly.
Scripted.
And then he used he held a pretty precise angle which let him jump and then be in a spot close enough to the chest where he could open it with a frame perfect A input. And then he opened it. And that skipped a little mini game where you have to get the record.
Yep. Which saves like, I don't know, around a minute, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
You can also do that Bombette, but it's way harder.
So much harder. Yeah, it's like you're taking some guaranteed time loss to prevent very, very likely more time loss from failing it over and over. But it is technically possible to do it with Yeah, to do it without the pushes.
So this is going to be Jaycog's first upgrade that he's going to get. Normally this is the second upgrade because you get Super Hammer first, but we skipped Chapter 2, so
Yeah.
who cares?
We'll come back later.
Yeah.
Okay, other thing I wanted to talk about, triggers in this game, which is how we're able to like do these different sections of the game out of order. So this game keeps track of where you are in the game based on one variable in memory. So like one value it's keeping track of that just says like how far are you?
It's
And
like
it's
your story progress variable or something like that.
Right. And so the first time that we like really abused that, we did a little bit earlier, but the first time we really abused it was whenever we did Blue House skip to go straight to chapter 5. Lucky for us, talking like going into the room with Colorado just so happens to trigger the start, like put you into that story position for chapter 5. And so we use that to be able to advance to a point where we can get sushi. And then we did all that we needed with that. And then also very conveniently, the first time that you enter this mansion that I'm in right now, that triggers you to it triggers your story to the middle of chapter 3. So we use that to like basically go back in time to as if we had done this in order. And that's why we're able to like play the chapter as though as though we'd been doing it in order.
So yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how the TTYD sequence
it's similar.
works.
They use a lot more flags overall,
Right.
but it's the same base thing.
Yeah, but so yeah, like kind of basically as Jaycog was saying, when we entered chapter 5 and talked to Colorado, it set that variable to be chapter 5. And when you're in chapter 5, the game assumes that you've already done every story required thing beforehand. So if we were to go to the room where so let's say we were in chapter 5 and we went into the room where the chapter 3 boss was, the boss actually wouldn't be there because we're in a chapter 5 state, which means chapter 3 is already completed. So they're not like permanently there. You have to reach them, I guess, like naturally, quote unquote. Yeah. But luckily there are certain rooms or certain events or certain items that will reset your story to a certain value. And in this case, like Jaycog explained, entering the chapter 3 mansion is one of those events. So the first time you enter the mansion, it will automatically set your story progress to entering the mansion for the first time.
Right.
And so because of that, now we're back in chapter 3. And because we're in chapter 3, now we can go complete it and actually fight the boss because the boss will appear.
Right. Yeah, and we abuse that throughout like the entire run. Also, you'll notice I got bow. That is not something that we do. Like in my PB does not get bow. There's a trick you can do to skip it. I'll be doing a trick later that has like the same mechanics, so I'll explain how then. Also, I'm gonna there's a extremely tiny chance this can soft lock.
Oh, so, true.
Just abundance.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. But yeah,
I haven't had it happen to me in like a year, but I know it's possible.
I think it's happened to. Oh, it happened to Sunta in a bingo once, and I'm like, oh no.
So that just saved. That's Stanley save. We just saved Stanley from getting eaten by Tubba. Basically, the collision there is just really strangely shaped. So if you use Paracarry in like the perfect position, he'll carry you up over the wall. And so I used that to get out of bounds, and then just more of the same out of bounds mechanics to basically make my way to the loading zone before the cutscene could trigger.
Yeah, so yeah, that saves about like 40 seconds. It's like a 40-second cutscene where Tubba comes in. He's like, "I'm a big bad man, and I'm gonna eat ghosts," because that makes sense.
Yep. Basically, I'm Tubba. Be intimidated of me, but we didn't see that, so we're not intimidated by him. You know who I am intimidated by is these clubbas, because I'm running around at 2 HP right now, and I don't have like any life shrooms, so I will die if any of them first strike me. I haven't had any encounters yet this run. Hopefully I don't have any. But if I do ever have any accidental ones, you can always run away. Generally loses about 10 seconds to have an encounter. Not a huge deal, but... Alright, also these are upgrade blocks. You can use these to upgrade partners. Every partner at the start of the game can get 1 upgrade, and it gives them +1 attack, and also gives them a new move.
Jaycog, watch out! You're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught.
No, I got caught. No.
What are you doing? You got caught.
No, I got thrown out.
Now you have to go back to the start of the mansion.
You're right. It sure is convenient that I needed to go back to the start and that's faster. Yeah, that's way faster than just like climbing the stairs. Dude, I honestly wasn't even gonna mention it because it's just so ingrained in me to do that.
Right? It's just yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, getting caught there is faster because now we need to go the other way. We need to go to the right. So it's just faster than backtracking all the way back.
Right. And then this, with good movement, you can always make it in that gap right there, in between that clubba. Also, you're supposed to use bow for these guys, but if you have speedy spin on and your movement is good, you can just spin right by them. Just make sure to never go directly underneath them, because that triggers them to start coming after you, like that guy. All right, and then this, you're supposed to use bow for this room, but also with good movement, which I hopefully have.
So you're gonna notice that pretty much every place that you're supposed to use bow here, we don't. Yeah. You don't. And so here Jayco's also gonna take the last damage he needs. So
yep. Now I'm actually at 1 HP.
Yeah.
And then if you might not know you can push this clock. I don't think I ever did casually. You can just push that clock out of the way. Use more weird paracarry movement to save some time on that bookcase. And then up here, there's a secret room with one of the best badges in the game, Mega Rush. This badge uses
kind of hidden,
BP,
but yeah, it's hard to see.
Yeah, it only uses 1 BP, and it gives you +4 damage whenever you are at 1 HP. Which casually, honestly, I guess it's probably not the greatest, because how often are you at 1 HP? But in speedruns, when we can do specific battles to manipulate our HP, we use this for almost every boss. And because what makes it really good is that it applies to each one of your jumps. So if you combine it with power bounce, every single one of the jumps is +4 damage, which lets you get some really fast kills. Regular there. But this is the chapter where battles start becoming broken. And then very important, don't hit the heart block or anything, because I want to be at 1 HP like I am, and I have enough FP to do what I want to do. And then this is Tubba. Or that was Tubba. Now he's come to sleep. Yeah, big damage. More damage than you're probably used to seeing in this game if you have never played it, or if you've never seen speedruns of it. But yeah, and earlier whenever we were getting first struck by since we had to fight those dark Koopas anyway, that was just the best time to get into peril. You could alternatively use one of the use the clubbas to get down, because they do 3 HP apiece, which is what you do in a glitchless speedrun. Yeah, where you don't fight the dark Koopas, just take an intentional encounter. But anytime you can avoid avoid non-necessary encounters, it's ideal. Another banger. This might be my favorite song in the game.
Really, this one?
Possibly. It's definitely top 3.
I can respect that.
Bowser's theme is pretty good too. Honestly.
I do like the final boss theme. That is a good one.
Oh, hopefully, okay. There's a swag jump you can get here. I basically
swag jump.
Come on. Oh, I didn't get it.
No.
Okay, but I'm not scared of Tubba. I'm gonna go face him again.
Yeah, so you can actually use paracarry here to kind of clip out of bounds. It's really weird. It's not really
okay.
It's out of bounds, but not really out of bounds. You kind of just use paracarry to go over a wall, kind of. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, you can kind of just go over that bridge and then just leave.
Yeah. Paracarry I don't know exactly what makes it happen. I think it's something to do with angled collision. But yeah, just using paracarry against certain weird collision just makes you gain a bunch of height. All right, text skip. So this text. Oh, didn't get it. Yeah, that's on a timer. Just how long? A random timer until how long Tubba says something "Oh, I'm gonna eat all of." I don't know.
I think this is I smell a lot of tasty ghosts outside.
Yeah, something like that. All right, so we're running away.
Yo, you ever hear that? You ever read that book? What's it called? The Frog and the Toad or something like that.
Oh yes,
yes. I always think of this one story where this ghost comes and wants to eat the frogs, and then they play jump rope with him, and as they're doing jump rope, he's I'm getting very hungry, and then I'm gonna eat. That reminds me of that. I don't know why.
Oh man. Okay.
It's there are ghosts. I'm very hungry.
right, so in here is the source of Tubba's power, which is actually his heart that's separated from his body, which makes him invincible, which is why we couldn't fight him until right now. I'm going to quick switch up my badges so I have Power Bounce and a Mega Rush on. And so the heart has 50 HP, but he runs away after you deal at least 45 damage. So you know that badge combo that I was talking about before? So this is it in action. Nice. So that was a 6 cap. Actually, did it even cap me? I wasn't paying attention. And then he doesn't attack the first turn.
So if you're good at math, Jacob just did 21 damage in one turn. And then with Shell Shot, that's 27 damage. So, like, he's pretty much almost already dead. And luckily, Tubba's heart is scripted, so he'll always do this charge attack.
Yep.
And oh, look at that. He's dead.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Insane. That's actually a good fight. Sometimes you can't get screwed. Like, you can't die if you don't mess up. But sometimes you can lose some time to, like, getting a low caps. Because he can give you as low as a 4 cap.
Yeah. Also, if the commentary is a little offset, it's just because I'm seeing the gameplay a little bit later. There's a little bit of a delay, so.
Yeah. Right,
but
so
now
yeah,
Jacob has to go fight the hardest boss in the game, Tubba Blubba.
It's terrible. So hard.
He's invincible.
Tubba without his heart's invincible. Just how good could he be with his heart? He's dead.
Dude, I really want to like do a marathon where like, oh, don't worry, he's so easy, and then like accidentally mess up the jump, and then be like, oh, no, I messed up, and then just shell shot him and kill him anyway.
That's even if you mess up the jump, you can just you still have 3
shell shot. He'll die. He only has 10 HP.
Or even skydive. I'm pretty sure you do 4. And
skydive does 3. Skydive would do 3 upgraded ones.
Oh, would it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it 3 upgraded ones? Okay.
Yeah, because it does 2 normally, and then 3 upgraded, and then 4 if you upgrade him twice. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, Tubba's a pushover. I just upgraded my BP, so now I can equip more badges. And now remember how we said about how you have to touch every single card in the game? This is the Chapter 3 one. We've only done Chapter 1 so far. This is the Chapter 3 one. But we're going to combine that with loading zone storage. This can mess up if I'm bad, so I'm going to go ahead and... Oops.
So, I mean, we were explaining loading zone storage earlier, but you can... Essentially, what you do is you touch the card, and then you touch the ground, and then when you touch the ground, the loading zone will take Mario away, and it will make it so that you don't do the end of chapter cutscene, but the card is no longer there. And so J-Cog... Oh, he almost got it there.
That was so close. Okay, but yeah, so that's what happens. You can see the card's gone, we touch the card, the game registers that it's gone, and we are free to continue on without watching the Peach cutscene.
So, it's
insanely close. So you have to touch the card with downward momentum, because otherwise the game doesn't have enough time to like override the card's cutscene before it takes you away. And also, I almost like landed on the ground and then touched it, which would also fail, which is why I saved. Oh, also, look at the top of the screen here. Sushi at the top of the screen. Sushi in my double sushi.
Oh, yes, double sushi. I love double sushi. So a little history about like the rules of how of like why that's like kind of, or like why that's what this category became. But the original kind of
jungle.
Oh yeah, the jungle is lame. This is another trick. Oh my god, there's so much stuff happening in this game.
I know, it's back.
And then we have to explain glower jump. Oh my god. Okay.
No, I get fire shield. You don't have to explain that.
Oh, thank God. Okay. A little history about the rules while J-Cog does some Chapter 5 volcano stuff.
Yeah, basically I just did more paracarry out of bounds, jump arounds, and like pop up. Same as before. Just skips the jungle.
Yeah, so the original idea with the all cards category is after Blue House Skip was discovered, any percent became do half of Chapter 1, get paracarry, do 5, 6, 7, beat the game. So you can kind of skip that big chunk of chapters, half of 1, 2, and then all of 3 and 4. So some runners were like, well, I still want to do those parts of the game. So they made a category that required you to beat every chapter, and so all cards was the beat every chapter category. And then we found how we could do loading zone storage, and Almo one day when testing things was thinking, what happens if I do LZS and then touch a card? And what happened was he did LZS, he touched the card, and then the loading zone took him, but he didn't load the Peach cutscene. And so Almo, kind of being the technical rules guy, said, well, I touched the card, because the original rule was
the card.
Touch all the cards. So he said, well, I touched the card. Does that count? I don't know, but I touched it. And we also found out that the card disappears if you do the loading zone storage. And it also, if you save the game and then reset, the file select screen will actually have the star that you touched on your file screen. So the game considers you to have the star spirit, even though you don't get the power, you don't watch the cutscene. And that's because touching the star spirit card is actually what changes the story progression value. So when you touch the card, your story progression value increases, and then once you finish the Peach cutscene, it actually increases again. So it was kind of like the rules were defined as something, and then this trick technically still met the way the rules were worded. So it's just like, all right, it be like that now, and it saves a lot of time, and it skips a lot of things that people don't want to do. So the community was like, all right, that's how it is.
And yeah, I mean, loading zone storage is pretty difficult to learn, but I mean, once you learn it, it starts becoming a lot easier. It is a bunch of frame perfect tricks over and over, but honestly, I would rather do that than have all the cutscenes and watch them. So
yeah, what Jacob just did there, he actually was able to buffer. The buffer, the firebar buffer. Oh, right, you're right. Okay, never mind. So you can kind of buffer opening the menu. So when you touch the fire, there's obviously Mario has invincibility frames, and you can't touch the fire again.
Oh my God.
But if you kind of buffer the menu, you can actually just get burned over and over again, which set him to 1 HP.
I was supposed to swap to Sushi there. It's fine.
Oh, and then also I saw one other thing in chat. Almo didn't find the loading zone storage glitch, but he was the first one to do loading zone storage into a card. But he didn't find loading zone storage itself. I think
that was Rob Dog.
Pretty sure it was Rob Dog. Honestly, Rob Dog or Bone Crusher, really safe bet on who.
The story I've heard about loading zone storage was just that Rob Dog was trying to do something, and then he got angry and just started hitting buttons and noticed that he jumped in the loading zone. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but that's the story I've heard, and it matches up with stuff. All right, so here we're just gonna attack Lava Piranha. Oh no.
Uh-oh. No, it's fine.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You're fine. You're fine. No, this is fine.
It's fine, I think. Hang on, let me see. I can probably back this up. Okay, okay.
Did you die?
I died.
Unfortunate. All right, you need to get notes. Okay, you had that
I have a live
stream.
stream. I have a live stream, but
can you get back to 1
more.
HP? Oh man.
I hope so. Maybe if I just don't attack. I think
maybe.
Just 5. Yeah, 5 and 4, right? I think.
Let's just see what he does. I think there's a backup. You got this.
Okay, so that gets me past phase 1. I think just a 4.
Dude, look at that. You're at 1 HP. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, but he's still. I can't kill him in 1 turn though. That's not it. Yeah. Okay, phase 2. I think there's a really tiny chance that he just doesn't attack me turn 1. So I think definitely banking on that.
Definitely. I think you got this.
Okay, I think yeah, so if I just do a 4 bounce here. Okay, that's 4. Okay, Colorado, he's doing his best.
Dude, Colorado will carry us through this. He'll kill Lava Piranha for us. Don't worry.
Wait, what? Dude, what? Oh my God. That's insane.
He didn't attack you. What? Crazy.
He literally didn't do it, and he's dead. And that is exactly how that's scripted.
Yeah.
That's exactly the route.
Yeah, so phase 2 Lava Piranha, so obviously the Lava Piranha, the main body will attack you, but if you use a water or ice type move, it will actually cripple him, and then he won't be able to attack you.
Yeah, that's literally exactly how that fight's supposed to go.
So I don't really know why the game was like, let's give the player. Well, actually, okay, I understand why they gave the player the water partner for the fire area, because it's like, oh, use your partner. It's it makes sense. But then they made phase 2 like easier than phase 1 for some reason.
They probably figured, like, you're probably down. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think casually I had the reaction whenever I finally beat the first phase. I was like, oh my god, that was so hard. It's done. There's another phase. But yeah. Okay, so here, anyone who's like really observant might be wondering, why didn't you just do card LCS like you did, like the loading zone storage with this card, like you did the last card? And that's because we need to actually finish this chapter and get to the end to get one of the like seeds that you need to get to chapter 6, like the magical seeds, and that doesn't spawn unless you actually beat the chapter. So unfortunately, that's not an option. Even though technically you could do it, even though that specific card doesn't disappear if you touch it.
Yeah, the chapter 5 one is super weird. I have no idea why.
I think it just doesn't advance the story sequence, because that's why the other ones do. It advances it by 1. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't really know. I think it's because like it doesn't immediately lead into the Peach cutscene or something. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just this quick little escape sequence.
Remember this sequence. It'll be important later. little nugget there. But yeah, Mistar saves us. Go her. Technical reason. Okay, yeah, just some technical reasons apparently for some audio desync. Apologies for that. Rose up. Wait, what? I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, yeah, it disconnected.
I think. Oh, you disconnected? Ooh.
Apparently, yeah. Yeah, I've got every time this has happened, I've gotten like OBS is yelling at me. Looks like reconnecting. Should be back though. All right, you guys didn't miss much.
Yeah, honestly, like this was the perfect time for it to freeze. Like.
Yeah, you missed like a cutscene.
Yeah, it's like Mistar's like, we have to get out of here. And Colorado's like, no, my chest. I need that chest that's right there. And then Mistar's like,
I spliced perfect bee holding.
True.
Literally even with the TAS. Okay, so this is a Peach cutscene. We're trying to figure out where the next Star Spirit card is, which according to the game is the Chapter 6 one. But so we'll figure out where that is.
That's how counting works, right? You know,
you go counting works, right?
1, 5, 3, 5, 6. Like,
yeah,
that's what I was taught in kindergarten.
What about 4 and 2 though? I think we forgot about those.
Yeah. I think those come next, actually. No, I remember now. It's 1, 5, 3, 5, 4. That's
and then 2, and then 6. That's how I remember counting. So where do you think we're going next, Chad?
Yeah, so again, this has to do with the way the game handles the sequence of like your story sequence. So next up, we're gonna go into chapter 4, because we need to beat 4 at some point, and we also need to beat 2 at some point. But kind of like you can tell, so we actually, if we wanted to, we have access to chapter 6 like right now if we wanted to go there. But if we go into chapter 6 now and then do chapters 4 and 2, it would technically be possible or doable, but it would end up being really slow, because the only way to get into chapter 7 is you have to beat chapter 6. So that means we need to do chapter 6 right before chapter 7. But if we do chapter 6 and then say chapter 2, our game would now be in a chapter 2 story position, which means in order to get back to 7, we'd have to beat 6 again, and it just would kind of become a huge mess. So we need to do 6 immediately before 7, and so that means that we're doing chapters 4 and 2 right before chapter 6.
Yeah, and as you'll see, it's really fast. If you can enter chapters 4 and 2, like right now we're in a post-chapter 5 state, according to the game. If you can enter those chapters in that state, the chapters themselves can be done way faster than if you entered them like when you're supposed to. Mm-hmm. And so I'll explain kind of what's going on there, because it'll be a bit non-intuitive if you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And then
also that quiz, you can beat that quiz just by mashing A. I intentionally answered the last question, the second option, just to intentionally lose so we don't win the gem and jelly, because we don't need it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is a normal run, just a normal run, no race.
And then, and then also the reason that we do chapter 4 before chapter 2 is because if we do chapter 2 first, then you actually don't have access to chapter 4 unless you were to go trigger a different part of chapter, like a story progression that's beyond chapter 4. So we're kind of just working backwards because that's the fast way to do it. So we beat 4, and then now that we've beaten 4, we can go backwards into 2 without having to like reset chapter 2, if that makes sense. And then from chapter 2, we can immediately access chapter 6. We don't need to rebeat 5 or do anything else. We can just be like, all right, now we're starting 6, so we can skip that whole chunk.
Yep, and then the whole reason that we had to actually beat chapter 5 is to get this vase so we can give it to Colorado and get the seed. So we're doing that right now. And literally no other reason to beat chapter 5 fully.
Yeah. You need to get the vase in order to beat. You need to beat the chapter in order to get the vase in order to get into chapter 6.
Right, because that's
so the only way
story based.
The only way to get into 6 is to beat 5, which is kind of unfortunate. If there's a way we can get into 6 faster, we would be able to skip 5 in any percent. Obviously, in this run, you need to beat the you need to get the card anyway. So
Yep. All right, so now we're heading to chapter 4. Again, the game still thinks that we just beat chapter 5, which, I mean, it's right, we did. So it's going to have, like, normally you have to do a thing like with Bo where you go invisible and then a shy guy opens the door. But in a post chapter 5 state, you're supposed to have already been here, so the door's just open and we can jump right in. And then the chapter 4 screen happens because that is the first time we've entered.
But don't worry, we're not in chapter 4.
We're not in chapter 4. The train's already here. We can just, move on ahead.
Yeah. So kind of interesting. Some like some of those like little chapter title screens will actually revert your story progress. A notable one being chapter 7's. So the first time you enter Shiver City, which triggers that like start chapter 7 title card, will revert your story progress to 7. But chapter 4's does not. Chapter 4 just appears, and then you're still in a story progression, like a story state beyond chapter 5. So.
Right. Now, one thing that's not controlled by the story is this switch right here. So you flip this switch and it completes the train track. That never gets hit because you're never technically required to do it. So it's like a separate flag the game keep track of. So we're going to hit that intentionally because, again, we are not in we're still in a post chapter 5 state. If we were to go to the boss rooms, they'd be open, but there'd be no bosses there. So we need, well, you didn't literally just explain this, did you?
No, I didn't explain the boss part.
Okay. So we need to reset the story back to a like chapter 4 state so that we can actually get the Star Spirit card. And luckily there's one that's easy to get here. This frying pan. No matter what part of the game you're in, if you get this frying pan, I don't think this will work. There we go. If you get this frying pan, also just like a little clip here. There's a hole in the wall. That sets your story state back to chapter 4. And luckily the frying pan is like far enough into chapter 4 that the train is still there, so it like doesn't disappear. And these fuzzies are here. You get the question a lot, like, why not just pick something, like the Thunder Rage instead of the fuzzies? We never watched that Peach cutscene. We skipped that cutscene whenever we did the chapter 3 card LZS. So it just picks the first one in the list. Mm-hmm. Way faster to just fight them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was a really fast fight.
Watch the cutscene.
And so another thing, so the frying pan is just like an easy one that you can get to re-trigger chapter 4. Another thing you could do is you could actually get the storeroom key, which is the first item you get in the first room. But the problem with getting that is when you get the key, the train disappears because you need the key in order to get the train. And also by coming all the way to the pink station, we're able to flip that switch that JCog flipped a little bit earlier, which is
it doesn't get undone.
Yeah, it doesn't get undone, so we can actually go straight to the red station instead of having to do the other 2 puzzles where we have to give Gourmet Guy the cake and then hit the little blocks to get all the way back over there. So, and it ends up just being really convenient.
Yep. And we can go right here, fight Lantern Ghost. Oh, dude, really? All right, that's my fault. I should have been able to make that cycle.
Dang.
I got good RNG. This is my fault. Darn. Run's dead. Lost 4 seconds.
So this fight's actually, I think, really interesting. It's the only time we'll use a Voltrum, and we don't often do nothing in the middle of a fight, and also we don't ever use Goombario aside from this fight. After this, we don't use Goombario anymore. So 3 really interesting things that you don't see.
All right. But yeah, that Voltrum, technically you can do this fight without the Voltrum, but the Voltrum makes it so much more likely to win. So technically there is a 2.5% chance that I die, and there's
Did
nothing
you save?
I can do.
You saved, right?
Yeah, I saved.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so going back to Power Bounce and Power Bounce caps.
Boy.
Did you get a 4 cap?
I just got 4 capped.
Nice. So Lantern Ghost has 40 HP, and if you can do some quick maths, if you get a 4 cap, that is 18 damage. If you get a 5 cap, that is 20 damage. So ideally, if you don't use the Voltrum, you get 2 5 caps, you do 20 and 20, he dies. Unfortunately, there is a random chance to get a 4 cap on Lantern Ghost. And so if you don't use the Voltrum, you need to get 2 5 caps. If either of your bounces are a 4 cap, then you just have a chance to die because you don't deal enough damage. But with those 2 extra damage from the Voltrum, you can still get a 4 cap and you can still win because you'll deal 18 and then 20 plus the 2 extra damage from the Voltrum. Unfortunately, 2 4 caps is 18 and 18, which means you only deal 38 damage, which means you actually don't kill him and he will kill you and the run will be over. That is a really low chance. What is his chance to give you a 4 cap? It's like
16%.
16%, yeah. So
0.16 is the chance of a double 4 cap.
Yeah, so pretty low, but still definitely possible, which is can be really unfortunate if it happens, and it has happened. I've seen it happen a decent amount of times.
I'm being cautious. Saving is insanely fast in this game, so
yeah, it's definitely worth it for a marathon run, and you're actually going to see Jcog not heal here because he does want to. We already pulled the "you didn't heal" joke once, so I'm not going to do it again. But
no, it's very intentional here.
We're going into this fight at 1 HP because we're just going to kill everything before they kill us. That's.
Yeah. Watt. We just got Watt. Watt is pretty great. She's her base attack ignores defense, so you can get. I think to counteract that, though, I think the reason they did that, or not the reason they did that, she has like a lower base damage. I think without upgrading her, it's only 3.
It's 3 non-upgraded, 4 upgraded, 5. The thing in Watt has, that's actually a pacifier. So Watt is actually a baby. So another fun fact about Watt. Watt is a girl.
We recruited a baby to the war.
I think
to the war.
This game. So the translation of this game actually refers to Watt as both he and she, which is a little interesting.
I think they just forgot to change it in a few places. It refers to multiple characters.
Yeah, so it's but yeah, Watt is a girl and Watt is also a baby. And I think that's just some mistranslations at some point or typos.
Yeah, something like that. Yes, this runs from 2000. I had great capture technology back 20 years ago.
True.
No, this is live, yeah. And so we're just fighting through. There's a few different phases of shy guys that we have to fight. Luckily, these guys, Power Quick whips on them, even though you're not supposed to have this badge at this point. Because you get it in Chapter 5.
You can
do regular.
What is it called? It's called
Quick Hammer.
Quick Hammer, yeah. So yeah, like I said, Mega Rush is really strong, and we're just gonna kill all the enemies before they kill us, because who needs health when your enemies are dead? Just saying.
It's true. Alright, so these guys we actually can't kill in one turn, but luckily Watt has an ability to stun enemies, and this dude's really easy to stun.
And also, fortunately, I think the Shy Guy stacks do they have 12 or do they have 10? They might have 10 HP.
I think it's 10. They have 10 HP.
Yeah.
Too much to kill. It's more than 8. You can't just use Power Quick again. But
yeah. I think it's 10, yeah. And so, yeah, you can just stun the Shy Guy, they don't attack, and then you kill him, and now we're at the boss.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, General Guy, we can't kill in one turn, so Jcog is going to use a Repel Gel there, which makes him immune to a couple attacks.
We got a Bomb. Bomb is the faster attack. Saves 3
General
seconds
Guy has
each time.
2 attacks he can use. The Bomb is a little bit faster. Also conveniently, one of General Guy's attacks is a lightning bolt that hits both you and your partner, which normally would incapacitate your partner, but since Watt is made of electricity, she is immune to the electric attack, which is really nice.
Yeah, so I block it just because I can. It doesn't actually do anything.
Wow, you're cool.
Oh yeah, you get the swag. And that does exactly enough damage to die. He has 30 HP, and he did.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that General Guy also has 2 defense, or his tank has 2 defense. So this is again one of those instances where the game gives you a partner that's specifically good against the boss. So that's pretty cool. Because Watt pierces defense, so makes sense.
Yep, and since we're going to Chapter 2 next, there's no reason that we have to actually touch this card. Mario doesn't care, he's ready to leave. But
we do need to touch the card for the...
We do need to touch the card. So got to do another card LCS. I'm not going to save for this one, it's too far away.
Yeah, you just don't mess up.
Oh, well, I messed up a little bit. Okay, this is fine. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, just as a reminder to everyone in chat, every single one of these jumps is frame perfect.
And I'm psyching myself out.
Oh no.
There we go.
Alright.
That took a few too many tries, but I didn't fail it.
Yeah, so if you weren't here for the explanation of how that works, each loading zone in this game takes 2 frames of Mario being on the ground to actually load the next room. So if you jump frame perfectly, the frame Mario lands on the ground, you can actually store the loading zone and jump to a different part of the room. And so by touching the card while you're in midair and then landing and taking the loading zone, you'll actually overwrite the Peach cutscene while still touching and collecting the Star Spirit card. So that's how that works.
Yeah, and like you hear the Chapter 4 music because technically we're in a you haven't beaten Chapter 4 state yet. It's kind of weird. Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah. So luckily now, also something he needs to do is he needs to go into Forever Forest really quick because that's the location of one of the seeds to get into Chapter 6. And since we're in a Chapter 4 state, the forest is open, so we can kind of just go and get it whenever we want. So we're going to do that now. This would not be available if we did Chapter 2.
Right. Yeah, if we did Chapter 2, then Oakley, the dude who like normally greets you here, would be blocking the path. So this is just the most convenient time to do it. There's a lot of times you could do it. Just going to do it here. And it's the same every time. I mean, casually, you're supposed to like look at the surroundings and see what's different about one of them.
Yeah.
But it's the same every time. You just memorize
Yeah, technically we could have done this before Chapter 4. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
So I think I've done it like after Chapter 5 by accident. I was like, I think I was supposed to do that later, but it doesn't end up mattering. Oh yeah, don't die to Electro Blooper.
Nah, like
there's one in the sewers. You could save in the sewers.
That's true. I could have done that.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. Like this sewer should be like Electro Blooper is easy. Honestly, the biggest risk is if I accidentally block an attack.
Yes, that's also true.
I have lost friends to that before.
Really? That's actually really
yes,
funny.
It's tragic. Like I could back it up, but like it loses so much time. But yeah.
So this boss looks kind of scary. He's so easy. It's actually really funny. How easy he is.
Yeah.
Yes, you can skip chapters in this game. With glitches you can. Obviously not intentional, but we've been jumping around all over the place.
Yeah, any percent pretty much entirely skips chapters 3 and 4.
Dude, what did you do? Why'd you jump on him while electrified? You took 1 whole damage.
But that was just enough to get me in the
Wow,
power.
look at that. You're at 1 HP. Crazy.
Oh no, I didn't kill him and he's going to kill me. It would be
this
a
boss
shame
is so
if
easy.
he killed
my
me.
God.
Like he's free.
I hate this boss. I hate how easy it is. So something really fun, another like category, like kind of just fun thing that I really enjoy doing with this game is bingos. So Paper Mario Bingo I think is really fun, and a lot of times your intent, like a lot of routes you end up fighting Electro Blooper, but you'll be at like maybe level 2. and every time he's just the easiest boss. You can just
really
bully
is.
him so hard. It just
Like basically anything you try ends up working.
Yeah, like I've had times where I've fought him without Lucky Star, and you can still just beat him like without really having to have a plan or a strat. You just kind of go into it and it's like, let's see what happens.
Yep.
And
All right,
it usually works out.
Yeah. Same deal here as in chapter 4. The game still thinks that we're in like a chapter 4 state. And so the ruins are already spawned. Normally you have to do this whole thing where you get like the pulse stone and then you have to like place it and watch a cutscene of it appearing. But it's just gonna be there. Like you can see right here.
Yeah.
It's just here. So we can enter and it's gonna be in a really weird state. So the game thinks we already beat it, but certain things like items are still there. So like this key, the sand is already down, but the key is right here. So we can pick up that key without having to use it in the room before. Same thing in this room. I can just enter right here. Here's the key. So now I have 2 keys and I haven't had to open a single door yet. And also, despite being in a chapter 4 state, these chain chomps are still here. This is actually kind of a scary room. Not that scary.
I mean, there's a backup if you need it.
Yeah, there's a backup if I need it. But yeah, so I'm still in peril.
Yeah, so a lot of things in this game like are storyline triggers, but there's also a lot of things that are flags. So picking up a lot of items are flags, but they're also storyline triggers at the same time. It's kind of weird. Did a heart like almost spawn on top of you? Oh my god! Jeez. So Jacob does not want to get hearts.
No,
he wants to stay at 1 HP. There's no backup to get back into peril if he
no, there
loses
is.
it.
There is. It's just slow.
Oh, okay. You're just slow.
Yeah, I could like refresh and then let them hit me.
Oh, right. Yeah. Usually, if I do it, I just do like the power jump shell shot strat because I'm like, whatever, I don't care.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So, and the reason that these guys are on flags and not triggers is because you can do them in any order. So, like, the game never sets that like you did all of them. Like the check for them is independent of where you are in the story. So that's why they're all still here, and we can still beat them and get the stones.
Yeah.
Also, that right there, that's the first time I've used Power Quake in peril, and you can just deal lots of damage to lots of enemies very, very quickly.
So yeah, that's why you want peril. Is 4 extra damage on their attacks. Now, something you might be wondering is the stairs to the boss room are already there. Why are you doing all these things? And the answer is the same reason we had to do that stuff in chapter 4 is because the boss isn't actually there. The boss like doesn't exist because we're actually not in a chapter 2 state. So what Jacob is doing here is he's actually picking up the chapter 2 hammer, which is the upgraded hammer. And that actually sets the game's storyline progress to chapter 2. Unfortunately, what that also does is it actually overwrites the ultra hammer with our super hammer. So now Jacob has the super hammer. He no longer has the ultra hammer.
Which and that'll stay that way for the rest of the run.
Right. So now we can't break the ultra stone, the ultra blocks, like little like red and yellow ones or whatever. And the ultra hammer in chapter 5 is also gone because we already picked it up. So we're stuck with the super hammer for the rest of the run. So if you know your trivia or remember this game in high detail, later when we want to get the ultra boots, there's actually a ultra block guarding the ultra boots. So we need the ultra hammer in order to get the last boot upgrade. So we actually can't do that anymore, but there's a different trick we can do that we'll explain once we get there that actually lets us skip that without needing the ultra hammer.
Yeah, so note how I got the super hammer and now the path down here was open, or it was closed again, and I had to open it. But now we can go fight Deacon Koopa.
Yeah. And so, so the reason we do, I mean, you kind of saw the reason you do chapter 2 so late in the run is just like, there's no more of this like back and forth, go to here and then hit this switch and then watch the sand. You just like key, like thingy. All right, cool, I'm at the boss. It's so fast.
Right.
And like now you're gonna see what we do against this boss. This is so
if you wanted to try and retrigger chapter 2 without grabbing the super hammer, you'd have to do like some way slower stuff. Not worth.
This fight's so funny.
Oh, did it just go down?
Back. Oh, we're back. Hold on.
Yeah, this fight's.
This fight is something.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
So
we're
this
back.
boss,
It's a little
he has
choppy.
30 HP. He has. Oh, you got 4 caps? Okay, interesting. Whatever.
Yeah, that's all you do. You're thinking of the
that's-
all bosses fight, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you need
So yeah,
power plus for that to work.
Yeah, so now he has 12 HP left. And now he's dead.
Yeah.
Bye.
He did.
Yeah, that was the boss, by the way. Yeah, sorry about the quality, but so yeah, Jacob's probably gonna save here again.
Yes,
because
I am gonna
this
save
is
here
a
again.
dumb
This is the
one.
last card LZS loading and storage of the run.
Yeah.
And I don't know. In my opinion, it's not that hard, but it can be a little finicky with the door frame over here.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I just love that fight. Like that's another reason why this fight is so fast in all cards. Because if you don't have if you don't have Mega Rush, then you have to do like a power jump and then shell shot with para carry and then power jump, shell shot. And so he basically gets a free attack and your attacks are slower. It's just, oh my god, first try, let's go.
Dude, it's
Actually, first try.
Yeah, actual first try.
Yeah.
I think that's the first. Like Junior Skip was second try, but
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, now J-Cog is just gonna leave. We finished chapter 2. That was quick little,
we
7
learned how to
minutes
count with all
whatever.
cards.
How long is
What was
the
it?
chapter?
1, 5, 3, 5, 4, 2, and now 6.
Yes.
And so now just making our way out, making our way to chapter 6. I need to not forget to get quick change.
Yes, get quick change. Otherwise, you have to watch cutscene.
Yeah, I did that in one of my practice runs. It lost an entire minute.
Nice. Did it really lose a minute?
Yeah, between like having you then have to do the whole.
Oh, because you have to like
cutscene
go
where
through
he's
the door
outside.
again, and then you have
Also
to talk
that,
to him, and then
it's
you
a
have to go
really
back
slow
and
door
watch the cutscene
cutscene.
again. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I think it was actually only like 50 seconds. I think I also made. Oh yeah, I also fell down in the. I had broken the panel in the sewers accidentally earlier, and so I fell down there. It was a train wreck.
That's really funny.
It's fine though. The swagging. Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we're gonna see Minty soon. She's best girl. Just saying.
Eh.
She's got the green thumb. Yeah, there she
I
is.
still think Vanity is my favorite Toad. All right, chat.
That's
What's your
cool.
guys' favorite Paper Mario Toad? Mine is Vanity. She's Chuck Quizma's assistant. If you don't know, J-Cog is a big fan of Minty, the flower girl.
This is true.
Not just Toad, but who's your favorite Paper Mario character?
Oh dang. Are you my chat?
Pop Diva is a good one. I'll give you Pop Diva. That's a good option. The paper one, nice. Rusty.
Oh, Pop Diva's good.
Mhm.
I do a moment of silence every time she sings her song in Hundo runs.
Oh yeah. All right, Zesty. All right, so we got some Zesty fans over Tasty. All right. See, Vanity. See, we got a person of culture over here.
Yeah, she's a solid
Vanity.
choice.
The Rock Hawk. That's a good one. Koopa
All right,
Coot.
so yeah, doors appearing.
Koopa Coot is best girl. I can agree with that. Gourmet guy. I love it. Miss Mouse. See, these are all good characters.
The people know. I mean, honestly, what's a bad choice?
That's true.
There's probably some, but
Oh, what's the Fuzzipede? Ugh, guy sucks.
okay. So this is chapter 6. This is one of the music is fitting for the theme of the chapter, and that is what I will say about this music.
The most divisive chapter. Actually, that's not true. Everyone hates this chapter.
Not
Except
everyone.
For me.
Not
Except
everyone.
for me.
I've had multiple people defend it.
All right.
I disagree
cool.
with them, but oh right, it's not that bad. It's just in comparison to the rest of the chapters.
No, definitely. I definitely think it's the weakest chapter.
Like right here, suddenly this is a banger. Like good music right off the bat.
Oh yeah, the mole theme. I love the mole theme. Mole theme's so
Yeah.
good.
This is a BP upgrade. Okay,
I like this chapter. I don't like this chapter as a speedrun.
that's fair. Oh, I see down here.
That's my final answer. Because it's better than chapter 5. So
Yes. All right. Luckily, still in peril from chapter 2. So we can take out this one mole pretty easy. Give us an upgrade. Give us some BP. But we want to get back into peril. Luckily, this dude right here, there's 3 of them, and his attack does 3 damage, so I can just do nothing, hit him with a power bomb, and then they'll all hit me. You get right back into peril. Super convenient. Dude, I love their animation in the overworld. I wish they did it in battle. Once they throw like a rock at you, they just do this like little clapping animation, like gotcha.
They do? What?
Yeah. I mean, we're not gonna see it here, unfortunately, but like, look for it next time.
Oh, wait, in the overworld or in battle?
In the overworld.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Yeah, they don't do it in battle. I wish they did. But yeah, in peril, we can take these guys out really quickly. Just untimed power quake and power bomb. It does exactly 12 damage, which is
They're 12 HP,
the amount of HP they have. And then eat this maple that I picked up in chapter 3 for 10 more FP, which is just enough to do it one more time. I did not mean to first strike him, but that's fine.
See, that's the thing about this chapter. I'm just kind of reading some things in chat, but
I did
like
this nice, but okay.
I really like chapter 4, but I feel like chapter 4 is actually more backtracky than this chapter, if you really think about it, right? Like, what is chapter 4? Like, you go into the toy box, you get the key, you leave the toy box, you get the train, you go into the toy box, you get the frying pan, you leave the toy box, you deliver the cake, you go into the toy box. Like, it's just like all you're doing is just going between the toy box and like Toad Town. It's like, come on. Like, I love chapter 4. It's fun. It has a really great aesthetic, but like, if you want to talk about backtrack, like,
what is the badger? Hang on. Trying to find it in my notes. I'll just do it.
I think it's
that's it.
unequip power quake, put on power jump.
Did I do it right? Won't be relevant for a bit. Yeah, power quake off. Wait, did I take power quake off? I think I took the wrong badge off.
I don't remember. I don't remember the badge equip. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll fix it in a second. Minor time loss. Don't worry about it. Hello. This room's like nicknamed the death room. Probably not the best room to be worrying about my equipment. Okay, there we go. We fixed it. I'll save. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There is a skip you can do to skip this, like getting this yellow berry with another, like, you know, loading set of loading storage jumps, LCS jumps. But I did not elect to do that one. I don't typically do that. Doesn't save that much time. Yeah, lots of the way to save. Oh, also I'm gonna get this. This is a new strat found by Glower recently with the dizzy dial.
Glower found a new strat? Is that for Lackey?
No, it's for the machine fight.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Lakitu? The Lakitu's have a 100% chance to be stunned by it.
What about the match Koopa?
75%, and if he doesn't, he never attacks.
But it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, because he just electrifies the Lakitus. Interesting.
Yep.
So what is it? Dizzy dial and then shooting stars, whatever the items you use.
If it works on the match, I need the blueberry. Oh my god. Yeah, if it works on the Magic Koopa, it saves. I forget how much time. And if it doesn't, it's about even. So
8 seconds.
Just not doing it. 8 seconds. Okay.
Hi, Glower.
Hi, Glower.
Hi.
But yeah, just time save. Oh, also another thing that I don't really think I've caught out that I'm doing. I'm doing these spin cancels along the wall in certain areas. So basically, if you were to just like spin directly into a wall, then your spin. Oh my god, that was close. Your spin gets cut short, like it stops early. But if you do it at an angle, it still gets cut short early, but it doesn't just completely stop you. And basically, that's just like a little minor time save. Lets you skip jumping. It's only faster in certain areas to do it. RTA, but like if in a task, you'll see it doing that constantly.
Mm-hmm. Jcog is the one running.
Yes, that is me. All right, these blocks, at least 2 of them, have to get 2 out of 3 to not die with the RNG that I got. All right, so then now we took out one just so that we wouldn't die. Attack the other one, and we attack that one first with Paracarry so that whenever I use Starstorm on these guys, they all die at the same time. That way we don't have to watch the death animation twice. And they all die. This is... Wait, is this an upgrade? No. Yes, this is a
You upgrade
Yeah, it's BP.
Yeah, BP. Right, yeah, BP and then HP after Huff. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it'll be on Huff because I didn't get a spinning.
Oh, you didn't get a Spanish once. It'll be on
it'll
the
be in chapter
clubbers.
7.
Yeah, on the clubbers.
Oops. Yeah, the route changes slightly depending on RNG. Nothing huge though. All right, and so now we're gonna talk to Worst Flower, Rosie.
She sucks.
She has the water stone, which we need, but she doesn't want to part with it because it's pretty.
She is not a nice person, except I would probably use different words.
That's fine.
But yeah, she has the water stone, and we need it back.
Yeah, luckily Posey that we're going to, she's a nice.
Posey's a homie.
She is a homie. All right, not my greatest movement ever, but it's fine. Worst character? Yeah, agreed. Probably. Yeah, we were picking. Yeah, that would have been a poor choice when we were picking favorite characters.
Oh, yeah, if you choose
choice to select.
I would have been fine. Like, honestly, if you choose Posey, that's fine. If you choose Petunia, Lily, those are fine. But if you choose Rosie or that, I don't even know what the flower in the main room is. The one that like has the stupid little grin and tells you lies all the time. I don't remember what that guy's name is.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna look it up.
Honestly, I'd be okay with him though. Like, I learned a lot about the game from him. You just do the opposite of whatever.
He lies to you, so you just have to do the opposite.
Right. But yeah, Posey just gave us. She heard about our plight with Rosie, so she gave us a crystal berry, which is something pretty that Rosie will like. Also, like the magical dirt that we need to plant. Basically, we need the whole thing with this chapter is we need to plant a beanstalk in order to be able to get up to where Huff, the final boss of the chapter, is. There is a way, and if you've ever seen an any % run of this game, there is a way to immediately skip to the part where you get Lackluster or Lackey, Spike, whatever you want to call him. But unfortunately, if you do that, you skip the part where you get everything that you need to plant the beanstalk, basically. And so if you do that, you can't. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway, just to show it off, and because it is technically slightly faster in this category, if I get it well. But yeah, technically, or not technically, you can't do it. You can't do that right away and then also beat the chapter. So we don't do that in all cards. Stuck with basically just beating the whole chapter.
Okay, apparently that flower in the main area's name is Tulilip? Tulilip? I think, according to the Paper Mario wiki.
I thought that would have rang a bell, but it doesn't.
It's a pun on tulip and to lie, because he lies.
Fitting.
So it's to lie lip.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start describing what I'm gonna do next. To lie lip. Okay, so I'm about to do. I just talked about it. Early Lackey, or early Lackluster, early Lackey we call it. This trick is done in any %, and I usually wouldn't attempt it in like a regular all cards run because it saves like, I don't know, 10 seconds if you get it first try, but it's insanely hard. And so if you don't get
17 or something.
Oh, 17? Oh, I thought it was smaller. Okay. But still, generally not. People usually don't go for the trick in runs unless like the run is bad and you just want to try and have a chance at saving time. But what you're supposed to do, what?
Or you're sane.
Yeah. What you're supposed to do is get the bubble berry right here and then give it to the bubble plants and it'll like put you across. But what I'm going to do is remember loading LZS jumps. I'm going to do a lot of them. And the game will remember that I'm skewed entering the loading zone because it stores that. And so I'll just immediately fall out of bounds and do like some out of bounds jumps.
Yeah, we didn't talk about skewing angles, did we?
We did not, which is part of the reason I want to do this game.
Yeah, so like Jaycog said, so kind of something this game does is to keep the aesthetic when you're going through loading zones. It will actually load the next room at the same angle you entered the loading zone in, or you loaded the next room in.
Let's go.
So when Jaycog goes this far away from the loading zone, the angle between Mario and the loading zone is like kept as he goes into this room, which means he falls out of bounds, and then he can walk along the seam, go around the corner, and now he'll just do it first try because he's a god. That's pretty much. That's just how it works.
All right, top step though. Can I get onto the top step?
Oh my god!
No top step. All right, run step. But yeah, so technically I did save time by doing that trick, so that's sick. But I normally wouldn't attempt that in a run just because the risk is super high. All right, and yeah, like skewing your angle into loading zones is really useful in a lot of other categories, but that's the only time I think that we use it in this category.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't think of another time it's used in this category, at least.
Yeah, I don't think it is. At least not with the route I'm using. I don't. Oh no, you know what? It would be used if we were doing bow skip.
Oh, when you skip bow, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you use it to skip. But we did not.
So another fun fact. Here you go. More Paper Mario trivia.
Ooh.
So in English, when you meet Lackey for the first time, he's like, "My name's Spike," because that sounds cool. And he's like, "No, it's Michael or something. I don't know." He says something like that, and then so when you fight him, his name as the enemy actually appears as Spike ?
Yeah.
In Japanese, he actually says his name is Jonathan. So if you
Is it Japanese or Chinese?
No, in Japanese it says
Okay.
Jonathan, and so if you know you're looking at when it highlights over his name, it actually says Jonathan. So basically, Lackey is a Joestar. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at here. So shout outs to Joestar, Jonathan Joestar.
Yes, I am weeb. I like Avatar.
Yes, Lackluster is a JoJo reference.
Okay, but last partner of the game that we're gonna get, well, he's just the last one. Very fitting. He is honestly the most OP outside battle. We'll use him all over the place to get out of bounds and whatnot. Honestly, not that useful in battle, unfortunately.
Yeah, he kind of sucks in battle, but outside of battle, he's got some stuff.
Yes. All right, so just making our way now. Now that we have him, I'm gonna save just again. Why not? It's right there. All right, and then this puzzle, you need him. There's no known way around this puzzle without him, so couldn't even do this if we wanted to. But pretty easy. Just gotta spin pound on some blocks. Cool, making our way around. Yeah. So yeah, what Lackey does is he lets you ride him. And you can use them to get over barrier, to ride on things that Mario can't walk on. So like spikes here or lava, like you'll see in a bit. But he also has some pretty useful glitchy properties that we'll describe when they're relevant. Not in this chapter, but in the next one.
Glover, I feel like you would know this random fact, but what is the % chance that Cloud9 makes a move miss? Is it 30% like close call, or is it like
50-50?
It's 50?
50-50.
Wow. Oh my god.
It's really good.
That actually is pretty good then.
Yeah. All right, and this gonna use the Dizzy Dial, which has a 100% chance to work on the Lakitus. Nice, let's go. Okay, and then just do nothing with Lackey, and then with Mario, we can use this Thunder Rage. Let's call it a Thunderbolt. That's a different item. All right, and then the Lakitus have 12 HP, so we have to use a Star Storm to take out the rest. I think the yellow Magic Koopa, I think it only has 11 HP, right?
I thought he had 10. I don't know.
Maybe it's 10. I don't know. It's less than the
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I think the Magic Koopas in Chapter 8 have 15. But I'm not sure.
That could be right.
Could be wrong about that too. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
The old
pretty
strat there. The old strat there was to use bow and use out of sight, which obviously you can't do if you use bow skip. So there's a different strat there. Well, there was, but now they both use the dizzy dial strat, and that lets the sun go back. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show this off this run, but if anybody has this game and has played it casually and has beaten or at least gotten this far, you should go back to the Sun Tower because there is an exclusive.
Yes.
Like the song, it's a banger.
Sun, Happy Sun is a
Happy
good
Sun.
song.
Good song.
You could also just go to
Yes,
YouTube
okay.
and look up Happy Sun. You have like a 2-minute cutscene coming up, so just open up YouTube, new tab,
Yeah.
Happy
If you
Sun.
need to go to
Paper
the
Mario.
bathroom, do it right now.
It's also
You'll be
true.
missing it. Well,
Overrated song. Get out of here.
you'll be missing a
Just kidding.
tiny. Oh. You'll be missing a tiny bit. I mean, I'm gonna this is a neat little thing. So you hop on Lackey, and then you eat an item, and then land there. He'll be eating it while you plant these things, but that's it. Saves a little bit of time. But yeah, this is your bathroom break as the vine appears.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. That's a nice little.
Yeah, that was another.
Neat overlap.
That was found a few months ago.
If you Happy Sun Paper Mario, that usually will get you. If you like look it up on YouTube, you'll probably find it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not a good spot to take it to an actual bathroom break. Words. A bathroom break if you're a runner, because it's like broken up in the middle.
Yeah, it's like 2 like minute and a half cutscenes, or not even minute and a half,
Not
like
quite
2
that
like
much,
40-second cutscenes or something like that, and it's just like, okay. But you have like there's like a tiny little bit of like gameplay where you have to jump on this leaf. So it's really silly.
Yeah. And I also did save because there is so this is the next instance where there is a very small chance that I just die to the boss and there's nothing I can do about it. 2%. So hopefully it doesn't happen. If it does, it's not the end of the world because I saved. But basically, we're going to be using power bounces again, and I'll need at least a 4 bounce. If the game caps me at 3, I'm dead. And there's a 2% chance that I get capped at 3.
And also,
how the math works out.
Yeah. Also, if you thought power bounce with Mega Rush was a little bit really overpowered,
no, just wait till you see this.
This will be fun.
Yeah. Also, I intentionally reloaded the room there because it just puts you in a better cycle. It ends up being faster to like the cloud that you're waiting on just ends up being slightly faster. Also, bow.
So this badge that he just picked up is called Super Jump Charge. And so what Super Jump Charge does is it increases Mario's attack by 3, or it increases his next jump attack by 3. The thing about it, though,
it stacks.
It stacks. So if you use it twice in a row, Mario's next jump attack will be 6 extra damage. And it will stack like that. Did you miss the block?
I literally did.
Oh, let's go. And the thing is, when you do a jump is still 2 attacks, but it will still carry over that plus damage into both of your hits. So if you have plus 3 damage and then you jump on him, both your jumps will be plus 3 damage. You add that on top of Mega Rush, which is an extra 4 damage, and on top of Power Bounce, which lets you keep bouncing on him until you miss it. And this will happen in just a little bit after.
Nice.
And hopefully the stream didn't.
It did.
No.
I got a 5 bounce too.
I'm so okay. So basically, what you missed is Mario did 12
15,
damage,
then 14,
15,
then
14,
13,
13, 12,
then
11,
12,
and
then
he
11.
And he just
Oh, that was the worst timing.
That was actually the worst possible timing. Oh man. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. That was literally like that was the hype moment, dude.
Yeah,
that was.
Oh
man.
It's okay. There will be more instances to see it, but that was the first one. Yeah, we're still in it. This run's actually going really well. So
that was like the climax of the season when like the opening song starts playing and like the shonen anime, and it's like they're just about to beat the main guy, and then they just get overpowered.
It's okay. We'll be doing the same thing to Crystal King. So as long as it doesn't cut out again there.
Yeah, that would just be unfortunate.
That'd be the worst. All right. Worst possible Peach cutscene. Not worst possible. Honestly, the slowest. My least favorite. No known way around it, even in any percent. So, yeah, he'll be extra hype. This is true. I mean, it would be very fitting for the Crystal King fight to freeze, though, wouldn't it?
The name of that song. Fun fact: Paper Mario trivia. The name of that song is called Freeze.
Ice just ignores me.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
You said freeze, and I was like thinking about it. And I was like, I don't want him to say this pun, so I'm going to say something cool instead.
Oh my god. Nah, so we in the chapter 5 Peach cutscene. I don't think it actually matters that we got it there. I think it's just scripted based on which Peach cutscene you're in. But yeah, we got the parasol. The sneaky parasol that lets you just copy other enemies' abilities. Basically, Odyssey ripped off this game, that's all I'm saying.
It's true.
Although it's a little different. You like copy them instead of just overtaking their bodies, so it's a little less dark. Like
A little bit.
Did anybody ever address Mario just literally taking over some person's body in Odyssey? Because they just kind of was like, yeah, that's a thing. It's fine. It's happening.
Did anyone talk about the lore that there are like literal real life dinosaurs in the Paper Mario universe, or just in the Mario universe in general? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Can we acknowledge that? That there's like a bona fide T-Rex just chilling on
Right.
some island somewhere. Like,
is that like different than Bowser? Because Bowser's kind of a dinosaur. Like a Koopa's.
I mean, a
don't know.
Koopa's a turtle. I
That's
don't know. Like, but it's like a real life like T-Rex.
I mean, there's also
you know
a
what I mean?
dragon in that game. Spoiler.
That's
alert.
also
Spoiler
true. There's
alert.
like a Dark Souls dragon. It's crazy. I don't understand.
That game's wild. It's a good game though. Good game though. All right, so we're making our way back. This guy, I don't know. Somebody pointed this out in my chat actually just the other day. The door that this clubba is supposed to get in is locked from the inside. How was he supposed to get in the first place? I never noticed that.
I never noticed that either.
So like
That's
maybe
so
that's why he
interesting.
fell asleep. He didn't forget his shift. He was just trapped outside.
That's a good point. I never even thought about that. You're so right. Oh my god.
I forget who pointed that out to me, but yeah. And then just walk our whole way. Don't accidentally press B and untransform. Nailed it.
Let's go.
Okay, so this cutscene, there's not a whole lot going on, but next is one of next is the trick that lets us skip the Ultra Hammer. So Ice mentioned earlier, if you want to get the Ultra Boots, which we need to get next, we have to get past an Ultra Block, and we don't have the Ultra Hammer because we skipped it to be able to do Chapter 2 faster. So what we're going to do next is a trick called Clippy Boots, and I'm going to try and explain it as best as I can before I get there. I'll save right here because there's a small chance of soft locking if I mess it up. But so whenever you get on Lackey, the game records like there's a value that goes from 0 to 1. Like, yes, you are on Lackey. If you frame perfectly, open the partner menu whenever you encounter an enemy, which normally forces you off of Lackey, the game registers that 1 goes back down to a 0, saying you're not on Lackey. But because the item menu is open, you stay on Lackey. And then after you run away from the battle, or kill the enemy, I guess it would work too, you're still on him, and then you can switch partners, and it'll force you off, and it'll decrement the value again. So it'll underflow, if you know what that means, back up to 255, which the game just interprets as, yes, you are back on Lackey. Except you're not, and so you have the hitbox, because Mario's hitbox is... That's not what you do. That's not how you get across the water. You have the hitbox as though you were on Lackey. And so you can take advantage of that to kind of clip up on top of the block. And then it also has the property of the next time you use Lackey, you can swap back to him. You will warp down to him, but you'll kind of like you'll warp to each other. And you can do it in such a way that you kind of like go behind the block.
You'll warp to Lackey's Y value, but Mario's X and Z value. That's kind of what happens.
I have to be careful in the menus here too. If I accidentally open the item menu or the partner menu, it soft locks.
It can also crash randomly sometimes if you do something wrong. I don't know. I've had the game crash on me. It's really dumb. I don't like this trick. But basically, to summarize what Jcog said, Cloud Boy go through block. That's it.
That's it.
That's all you gotta know.
That's basically it. And we have the Ultra Boots now.
He did some stuff, and then Cloud Boy, go whoop, and now he's inside the block.
And also, you can just leave the other way. It doesn't block you.
Oh yeah, the block is just like you're inside it. Cool, like you're dipping.
Oh, that was interesting. Luckily, I have 10 HP. All right, well, that's not intentional.
Yikes! First unintentional encounter of the run.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's fine. If that's the worst mistake I make, I'll run. I'm okay with it.
True.
Okay, but now we're making our way out. And so, how do you get to Chapter 7? You're supposed to like go in the blue door, right? I'm gonna take a detour. But
Jcog actually forgot something in the volcano, so he has to go back and get it.
It's the Yoshis. You see how they're not here? They're dead.
Whoa!
Okay,
Yeah,
that
so
was
we
a little
gotta
harsh.
resave the Yoshis.
But no, there's definitely something in Bowser's Castle.
No, usually I make a what chapter 7 supposed to be the ice palace, man, global warming, haha. That's
Oh my
usually the
God.
joke I make, but like I don't think it was gonna work out this time.
All right. At least we can make it through the volcano a little bit faster now. We don't have to wait on that cycle because we can just ride Lackey on the lava.
I love how Lackey like gets sad or angry when he has to like.
See, everybody says that. I feel like he's just like working really hard.
15 minutes, dinner, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, New York.
Development happening.
Sorry, no, I'm good. Good.
Oh, okay. But no, just making our way through here. So this is the first. Well, it's not the first instance. It's actually the second. So that was the first instance of Lackey being really useful for getting, doing stuff. This is going to be the next one. I'm going to show off 2 different ways that Lackey can get out of bounds. So the trick coming up here is known as Peach Warp. And you'll see why in a second. But whenever you hop on Lackey, you actually get teleported to like slightly up and back from where you're facing. And if you do it in just I think it's like where 2 double-sided walls meet. If I can get in there. Okay, hold on. Then you just clip out of bounds, and then you kind of warp back up because Lackey has weird out of bounds properties, and I can use that to get down to this loading zone. And then I can also do what's known as a Lackey teleport. That was late. Also frame perfect, but that's another thing. If you get on Lackey and then get off of Lackey, he'll like kind of sit in place a while, and if you run away, he'll like zoom to you. And if you do it if you hop back on him on just the right frame, he'll have so much speed when you hop back on him, he'll keep going. And then you can just use that to get out of bounds. And so we can use that to clip back down to this area where you're not supposed to be able to get unless you're in Chapter 5. And you'll notice we've already seen this. And the way that this cutscene is programmed is it's just like, okay, play this if you get here. We don't care where you are on the story. And once the cutscene is over, go to the next Peach cutscene. And normally that works perfectly fine because you're in Chapter 5 and you go to the next Peach cutscene, is the post-Chapter 5 one. Right now, though, we are in a post-Chapter 6 state, which is sort of also a Chapter 7 state, according to the logic that uses. So we're watching the post-Chapter 7 cutscene. And if you played this game recently or seen runs, you know that at the end of Chapter 7, you get spit out right in front of the Crystal Palace, which is super nice because that's where we need to go next. And then also super conveniently, the first time that you enter the Crystal Palace triggers your story to a Chapter 7 state. So we don't have to worry about anything like re-triggering Chapter 7. We just enter the palace. And also we'll have what's the Chapter 7 Star Spirit name?
Calvar.
I don't remember. Or is it Clevar?
Clevar. It's Clevar.
I think it's Clevar.
Or is that
Oh
the
yeah,
Chapter
yeah.
6 one? That might be the Chapter 6 one.
That might be I don't know. We have the Chapter 7 one,
Calmar.
the one with the
Calmar.
mustache.
Calmar?
Calmar? Oh, is it Calmar? Yeah, that one. The one on screen right now. We get him.
that's
And we'll
Calmar.
actually use him in the chapter where you're supposed to save him. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
kinda
Calmar.
cool. Calmar, okay. Lore. It's in
Yeah,
Japanese,
Clevar
I
and
don't-
Calmar. That's yeah. So basically, yeah, kind of what J-Cog explained. We beat Chapter 7 so we could go do Chapter 7.
And entering Chapter 7, now we're in Chapter 7. I could have just gone and beat Chapter 8, but that wouldn't satisfy the requirements of the category.
Mhm. Yeah, we still need to actually get the
Yeah, we did
The Star
touch
Spirit.
the card. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did get
And-
the Star.
No, well, we had to touch the card to get the Star Spirit.
That's touch the card.
Yeah. So in any percent, I saw someone mention in chat that trick is actually done twice. And so in any percent, what you do is you beat Chapter 5, and then you go into Chapter 6. You get Lackey. You do early Lackey to get Lackey without having to do the first half of Chapter 6, and then you do Peach Warp to beat 6, and then you do Peach Warp again to beat 7, and then you just go straight into Chapter 8.
Oh, yep.
So this trick here is called Mirror Clip. So this also kind of uses Lackey teleporting as a mechanic, where by pushing Lackey here and then going on the other side of this pillar,
There we go.
Lackey will kind of shoot back to his original position, and then as he's coming back to Mario, you can jump on Lackey, and then and now you're through the mirror Honestly, that's the best way I can explain it, because I don't really know how else it works.
Yeah, so I'm actually controlling the Mario in the back right now. The one in the front. So this chapter like looks really silly if you've never seen it before. If you do this trick, because normally you're supposed to like it's Dupligos. It's not really a mirror. It's a window. And so whenever you blow up this wall from the other side and come through here, there's Duplighosts, and you kill them, and then you never see your reflection. We don't do that part. So the reflection just kind of stays when it feels like, but also certain rooms it doesn't. Yeah, Lacky's pretty broken.
Yeah, Lacky's, yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't clip back the other way, so we still had to get the blue key. There is a TAS-only version of it, which is insanely impressive to watch, but
it's something else. It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, so here, this part we can't skip. Got to get the red key. So there's a bunch of bombettes. You're supposed to figure out which one is the real bombette by like the way that she speaks, but luckily it's always the second from the right.
Yeah.
So we can just hammer the other
So yeah,
one.
like one will have like little like hearts. One will use like too many exclamation marks. I think one has like a little star thing. One adds like little tildes. I don't know, but
Yeah,
it's like
something like
they
that.
talk in weird ways.
Yeah, that one has hearts. You can even see in the Japanese text. That one, I don't know what that one's deal is.
I think in one of these puzzles, one of the characters accidentally calls Mario Morty or something like that. I don't remember.
Are
It's
you sure
pretty
that's not
funny.
TTYD?
Maybe it's T2ID. I think there's one where he accidentally calls Mario a loser.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't exactly remember, but that's just like is in my head for some reason.
Yeah.
So
Luckily,
normally that's the second dupless one that you have to do. So there's one you usually do on the way to this palace. That would be the second one. But we skipped the first like half of getting to this palace, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. Also, unfortunately, no known way to skip this section.
He has to go
You
through
just
these
have to
fights.
fight all the clubbers. All right, and hopefully RNG is nice to me, because, like I said, going to be using Up and Away, the Star Spirit that we got here. This Magic Koopa always runs, so that's nice. Going to be leveling up here. Going to level up HP. So the first HP upgrade of the run just makes getting into peril in later fights makes it a lot simpler, since enemies are starting to deal more damage. This guy, we're going to use Up and Away for. There's a 95% chance for each enemy that it works. Hopefully it does. If not, it's not a huge deal. Just waste some time using Up and Away. Another thing that we're doing, like all throughout the run, we are making sure to get specific amount, like our experience is routed such that we level up and don't level up in like specific places. So it like you wouldn't want to level up while you're in peril and then get an HP refill. Like that's going to lose a lot of time. So that's why like we used Up and Away on the first fight. We're not using it on this one, just to make sure that at the end, or not even just the end, just throughout, that we're leveling up in the right spots.
This is a new. Oh wait, no, this is okay. Normally, I think the route has changed a little bit than I recognize, because I think normally you just use like Shooting Star Power Bomb, but
that's
Star Storm Power Bomb. Star Storm Power Bomb, but Shooting Star is faster. So that makes sense.
Yeah, because we just have it from Chapter 6.
Right.
And then just a little thing, I probably should have pointed it out. I meant to, I forgot to. The coins that in this room you get from the club is dropping. For some reason, each coin counts for 2. Don't know why. No, I don't know if anyone's ever really looked into it.
I do remember that. That's a weird thing. Yeah.
It's useful for hundo when you're trying to grind coins. We're not really grinding them, but
yeah. So there's one more of these dupless puzzles. Or not dupless. Why did I say dupless? Dupligos puzzles. I've been watching T2ID speedruns.
This one's hard.
This one's really hard.
Like it's really hard to figure out which is the real Cooper. So
it's completely random.
Speedruns,
yeah. Unlike the other ones, it's completely random. So we have no idea.
I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, Jacob's just gonna skip it. It's too hard.
I honestly don't really know why that one works. You just line up in a specific place, mash spin and right, and it works.
Yeah. There's like a setup that some people use.
Yeah, I use the setup. It's not like super precise, but all right. So over here, and also the gimmick with this dungeon, I don't think we pointed out, is that stuff you do on one side affects the other side. So like pushing, and that's why in the beginning I had to like break that panel and then immediately leave, because it opened a hole in the floor back on the bottom. And then so here I push that statue, and that's going to open up a hole on the other side. Also, I just picked up the P up D down badge, which is useful for dealing more damage, and also manipulate. Even the defense down is useful for like manipulating yourself against certain enemies to get into peril.
Mm-hmm.
While at the same time doing 1 extra damage, which is really nice.
This isn't the route where you equip it for Crystal King, is it?
No, I don't equip it here.
Got it. Okay.
No, there's no.
I know there's like a route that does that. I don't remember which route it is. Though.
Probably like bow skip or something. I can't remember.
I don't know. Honestly, it might not even be all cards.
Possibly not. Yeah. I think there's one version of a glitchless category that does.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Oh, maybe it's the intermediate glitchless.
It might be. Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
There's a lot of routes.
There are a lot of routes. A lot of them fight Chapter 7 in different ways.
Yeah. I think any percent's the only one that doesn't fight Crystal King.
Would it be?
I mean, what else? Yeah. I mean, no peach work, all cards, glitchless, all bosses, 100%. They all do so.
All right, so that's the end of. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna show something off in this room that's funny. It'll waste time.
I love this one. I love this. This is so good.
Oh wait, I forgot what to do. Beautiful.
So this is it's just a visual thing. It doesn't really do anything. It's pretty silly. I'll just let you guys see what it is.
Yeah.
Don't really know why it happens, but it does.
Yeah, it's funny. If you guys I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, me neither.
If you like funny glitches.
Useless, but kind of silly.
Yeah. So normally what I do is I would just just leave the room, jump up one of the stairs, do swag jump. But what I'm gonna do, just to show it off, is this direction, so we can push him back. I'm gonna go stand on the stairs, and we're gonna push this.
Don't you have to push him? Yeah, what are you doing?
You're right. I forgot. All right, we're losing time. Biggest.
It's okay. This is funny. It's worth it.
It's worth it, I swear. And we're making really good time anyway. So
yeah, this is actually a pretty solid run.
Yeah.
In
push
all honesty.
this, and Mario just my people need me.
See ya. I think that might be Japanese only. I think on English, for some reason I feel like on English the statues get locked in place after you finish the puzzle, but I don't remember. For some reason I have that in my head as a thing that happens, but I could be.
Could be. I don't know. I've never tried it on English, so I didn't even know until a few months ago that the Cooper puzzle skip was Japanese only.
Yeah, it is for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay, hopefully we don't cut out here.
Oh yeah, hopefully not.
This is Crystal King, which fan favorite banger again. Good song.
Good song. Song's called Freeze, by the way.
All right, blocking 2 out of 4. Just gonna do some charging. Electro Dash with Watt. Yeah, so if you missed Huff, which everybody did, because the stream cut out. This is the Redemption
arc.
Redemption arc. Is that the second? Well, that's not really an anime reference. That's just TV. All right, and then let both of these hit me. Charge one more time. Done enough. Hopefully, done enough with Watts. We're gonna do nothing.
What crazy? You're in peril.
I know,
again?
Insane. How did that happen?
It's almost like we planned this,
right? Nice. Okay, perfect. Didn't even get capped.
Oh, let's go. I love that. So good.
Beautiful.
Bam.
And that's how you fight bosses. That's how you fight bosses in Paper Mario.
That boss has 70 HP, by the way.
Yes. And we just do it all.
He just died. Well, you did, 8 damage beforehand?
I think just 4, actually.
Oh, maybe.
Because I was attacking the bits the other turns.
Oh, yeah. I think that's it. Yeah. You only do 4. And then if you get 4 capped, you have to dash him again.
Yeah, another reason why doing that, fighting bosses that way, in addition to just the fact that it's an insane amount of damage, is doing it all in one turn. Most of the bosses in this game actually have phases depending on how much HP they have left, with the notable exception of Bowser. But the later phases are a lot harder to deal with because they end up being a lot more random. Whereas usually the first phase is pretty predictable. Crystal King will always just cycle through those 2 attacks until he gets down to around half his HP. And then he can do other things. But just, killing him all at once just skips all of that. So super convenient. Also, haven't we seen this cutscene before? Yeah, just watching this Peach cutscene again. She gets tied up and taken away again. She got out, but she got captured again. Yeah, and that was another boss where I could have just gotten screwed and there's a 2% chance to get capped at 3 bounces, and then I would have died because I would have been out of FP. Well, I could have potentially, he would have healed. I could have tried to use timeout. And that has like a, 50% chance of working. So it wouldn't have been like immediately over, but it probably would have been over. But
I mean,
anyway.
I think for Crystal King you might be able to come up with something if you get a 3 cap, but like it's just like
in Glitchless you have enough FP left over that you can try and like shock him or what?
Yeah.
Electroshock. I forgot the move.
Huff is just like it's over if you get a 3 cap. Like there's no coming back from a Huff 3 cap.
He just attacks you and you're dead. Well, he electrifies. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it depends. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I think if so Huff is kind of weird with how his things work because like after you attack him, like his little small Huff things will spawn. If he kills you, and then you use a life shroom, his turn is over. And then it'll immediately go back to your turn, so he won't actually electrify, if I remember correctly.
I didn't remember that. I didn't know that.
I think I don't exactly remember, but there are ways where he like won't electrify himself. It's kind of weird.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. Never run into that. All right, but so now we have satisfied the requirement for like the all cards category. We have all the cards.
All of them.
All of them. Picking up a repel gel that we will use on Final Bowser. But yeah, we're just working our way back. Now that we've beat Chapter 7, the way to Chapter 8, the final chapter in the game, is open, so we can just go there. Yeah, the repel gel, and I'm going to upgrade Sushi. There's an upgrade block in here that'll be useful also for Final Bowser. Oh, fun fact, because I never entered that pipe, the one that I just came out of, because I never entered it like the normal way, that's a trigger to start Chapter 7.
Yeah, don't go back in there.
Yeah, don't go back in. I mean, I guess it can happen right now. I just reset. I saved at the Peach cutscene.
I accidentally killed one of Headstrong's any % D-Rust runs by suggesting she do that. Because I didn't know that I think
I've had a Hunter run that way just a couple weeks ago. I was like idly rotating my analog stick.
Yeah, she forgot something in Chapter 7 after doing Peach Warp. And I was like, oh no, you needed to go like... I don't remember what it was, but she needed something. And there's like, oh, I'll just go back and grab... Oh, she needed a life shroom. She wanted to buy a life shroom from the store. I was like, oh yeah, just like sell the thing and buy a life shroom. So she like went back in and it's like, oh, that just re-triggered 7. And I'm like, oops. Your run's over. That's my bad.
Yeah.
That's okay. It was a D-Res, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Just that's one mistake you don't typically make that mistake twice. You remember it's a thing and then you never do it again. Yeah. Able to climb, for those who've been here from the beginning, able to climb that mountain a bit faster than last time. Okay, so Chapter 8. Yeah, this light takes us up there. Fun thing that I didn't realize exactly how it works. That loading, or it's not a loading zone, that like spot in the middle is always checking to see if it should like warp you up. If you you can be in the middle of standing on that little platform, and then the moment you hack the story value to one past like when you're supposed to go to Chapter 8, it immediately takes you up here.
That's interesting. I didn't
like, yeah, even if the beam is like not there.
Interesting.
So yeah. Theories about like a hidden loading zone in the sky that if you could get up there will take you there. That's not how it works, unfortunately. Very much tied to having beaten Chapter 7. Not to say that we'll never find a way to do it, but it'll have to be something a little more creative, probably. All right, and then this gives us Starbeam, which I think they explained this, but I don't know. I never knew this until later, until I started speedrunning it, which is funny because we never use it for this. But Starbeam has the, in addition to like taking away Bowser's beam, it also has the ability of just removing any status effects that any enemies in the game have. One notable one that I thought was really funny. So you know Super Blooper, how he has that move where he charges up, he starts flashing red, and like the next attack he does a ton of damage. Well, okay, two things. In English, he does a ton of damage to you. In JP, he does some damage to you.
5. It's either 5 or 6. I don't remember. I think it's like 5. It's really silly how weak he is.
I don't even think it's 5-5. I think it's like
no,
5-4.
I'm pretty sure it's 4-4. I'm pretty sure it's 4-4.
Maybe.
Yeah. And on English it's 10-10. So it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah. But Starbeam removes that. So if you are somehow in a situation where you go to chapter 8 and then go back to the sewers, you could do that.
I actually think that doesn't count as a buff it removes. I believe it removes...
I thought you were the one that tested that.
I don't think it removed Super Blooper's charge.
I thought it did.
It removes the Hyper Goombas. So, like when a Hyper Goomba charges, it will remove that. It will remove any Magic Koopa buff. I think it might remove Electro Blooper's electricity. But I think Super Bloopers is different. I might be wrong. I don't remember. I do think I tested that, but I think I forgot.
Okay. Well, it maybe takes it away. You can
maybe takes it away. Maybe I'll test that again at some point.
All right, so these guys pretty easy. Just Power Quake to knock him over, Power Bomb to kill him, and then upgrade. I believe FP here. Yes, FP. This actually changes depending. There's a few different routes. Some upgrade BP there, but so you can use like triple dip. But this route does not use triple dip. All right, so you get the key, which lets us go in here. All right, whoops. Gonna be careful. These, dude, what is it with like Koopa trolls and trolling you? I don't know. Okay, they were good there. Sometimes they like to just not see you. Spin past these guys. All right, and then this door. This is the first Bowser door in the game.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah. So there's actually no way to skip this this door. You do need to enter this room twice. And the first time you enter it, he always drops you into the basement. So you pretty much always have to go into the basement, unfortunately.
Yeah, just gonna pick up a life stream for safety. Yeah, and like, unfortunately, you might think, well, what, is there a way to clip out of bounds and go behind the door? Doesn't work like that. You can,
unfortunately, no.
Yeah, even if you could, which I don't know if you can in that room or not, but even if you got behind the door, you would just be standing on the area behind the door.
Yeah, so doors, like where you actually have to open them, the loading zone isn't active until you actually open the door. So, which is kind of interesting. But that's, I mean, if you remember back to chapter 1 when he did the staircase skip, where he kind of like ended up landing on top behind the door, that loading zone wasn't actually active until he like actually physically opened the door. So same thing would happen in that room if we were to find a way to clip out of bounds. I don't even know if there is a way. Lower might know.
Yeah. Hey, where are you going, JCog? This isn't. Do you just really want the deep focus badge?
Dude, deep focus is a pretty good badge.
It's pretty good. It makes focus really good. But you can kind of just clip up on that block, and yeah, we beat the basement.
Yeah,
it's really that simple.
Basement's so long and boring that we're just gonna not do it.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. We're down in the basement.
That's it.
Yeah, so that's like a way to just skip. Like the basement takes like a couple minutes, which is, it's just an annoying part. I don't know. I've always been a big basement hater.
Oh, also, this is fun. You can just like walk out of bounds here if you do it right. Oh, there it is. Might have even save time with that.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's even faster or not, but like I know it's faster if you have task movement. Like tasks do it, but I don't know if it's just generally faster. All right, so flood room, right? This room's long.
This is actually a really cool room, though. I do like this room.
Yeah, this room is really cool in glitch runs. So I'm gonna try and explain what's happening because there's some. Well, okay, for the most part, it's not that interesting, but there's one new mechanic we haven't explained, which is Koopa super jumps. Okay, so like this is another instance where I can just like get into a corner, pop one lackey, and I'm out of bounds. So Mario's Jesus, he's walking on the water. Easy. And then, so what we can do, we need to clip back in bounds, We need, like, that gap is open. So then we clip back out of bounds, and for whatever reason, you're like, it looks like you're in bounds, but you're actually not. And then I'm walking on this seam. I'm going to walk up to the edge and fall off to make sure I'm on the very edge. I'm going to jump around here, jump out of bounds, pop back up, and then I am going to do little taps. That's a Koopa super jump. Just get the key, fall back down through. The way that worked, and then I'm just going to clip out of bounds and make my way back. Fall off the edge to make sure I'm on the edge. But yeah, basically, whenever you fall out of bounds, as long as you store a Koopa super jump until the next time you're like in the air. And so if you hop on Koopa, he just shoots you really high into the air.
Yeah, I don't really know why it happens. I think it's because when you use Koopa, it uses Mario's like last left the ground position or speed. And the last time he left the ground or something like that, it was him like shooting back up after falling out of bounds like that.
Yeah, and this is canonless. Definitely a very original trick name that lets us skip cannons.
You skip cannons. You use less cannons.
Yeah, exactly. You guys have never heard that trick name in another game.
Yep.
I promise.
And so that was actually the last major like skip in the run, I think, unless I'm crazy.
Nope, that's the last like glitch.
Yeah, and so now the rest of it is just pretty much he's just gonna kind of crunch through the rest of this castle, and then he has a gauntlet of 3 bosses in a row that we're gonna have to go through. So
arguably 4 if you count the Duplo Ghosts, but
I wouldn't call it a boss. But also that is a fight that I forgot about. But you just kind of up and away them, so like
yeah.
I would barely even call them a fight.
Yeah, same. All right, and then I did like a little lure with that Hembrudge to make sure that he wouldn't get me. Nothing crazy. All right, unlock this door. All right, chat. If you need a bathroom break before the finale, now's the time to do it.
True.
Because this is the second door. It's a quiz. It's pretty cool, casually, like, you know, trying to watch the enemies, figure out what to know about them. But it's the same answers every time. And this takes like 2 minutes. So
yeah.
1 1 2 1 1. There, I just ruined it for you.
Wow. How dare you?
And if you mess it up, 3 2 are the last 2. In all bosses runs, it's really cool because probably not everybody knows this. If you fail 3 of them, the punishment is you have to fight 3 anti-guys all at once, which all have...
It's pretty rough.
Yeah, they all have 50 HP, and they deal, like, what, 10 base damage with their
10
normal
base damage
attack?
and then 12 with the jumping attack, yeah. It's a little insane.
And we fight them in the all bosses category. We consider them an optional boss.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. But they are difficult. They do tend to end runs. 1 1 2 1 1 3 2. That is the answer to the 7 questions. So,
yeah, so this is kind of just another like part where you can just like not pay attention.
Yeah, basically.
And just like not mash the A button, obviously, because you need to say 2, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like here I'm just like holding B, mashing A. That's all.
Yeah.
It's like, I want this to be over. The anti-guys are the black shy guys. There's one in chapter 4 guarding a chest. That chest is a power plus. Pretty strong.
Also, another thing that not everyone might know, if you give the anti-guy in chapter 4, if you give him a lemon candy, which you make with a lemon and a cake mix with Taste Tea, he will just take it and leave.
Yep. This is true.
Yep. We don't do that in speedruns, like in 100%, where you need the badge, because it's actually not faster, because you'd have to enter chapter 4 and leave, and in 100%, we just do it all in one go.
Yeah, and also in 100%, you're pretty overpowered, so you just kind of kill him.
Well, not really by that point. I mean, it's just normal.
Yeah, you're decently overpowered though. Like you kind of mess him up.
All right, this is the most annoying part about doing a like marathon run of this run. So the next boss is Junior Troopa, and he's the last one that has like one of those 2% chances to kill you, and that's the last safe block for him. And there's like minutes of stuff in between. So hopefully we don't get screwed. We probably won't. If we do, it's not the end of the world. Like, we'll still be underestimate. But
I hate how there's no save block. Like, the save block
Right?
for Junior Troopa is so far away. It's really annoying.
it is. Like, I don't know why. I don't know. There should have been another one. Like, there's a long
Yeah.
hallway with a heart
Yeah.
block.
Yeah, right. It's like, why is there a heart block here? Give me a save block. Like, hello.
Yeah. But it's fine. All right, and then this is the endless hallway. Up, down, down, up, down, up, as you'll notice by the torches. I don't even think of it that way whenever I'm running through it. I just, like, whenever I'm doing this in runs, I'm like, up,
Just
down,
down,
repeat
down.
down, alternate
Up,
for
down,
the
down, up,
rest.
down, up. Yeah, yeah.
So I basically just have to remember this is the one where you go twice in a row, and then just
Yeah.
alternate. Takes a lot of the brain power out of it. But yeah, it's making our way through. Alright, and then what's it, this room? Yeah. This
Yeah.
is the last room in the game with actual enemies, so made it through the whole thing, only one unintended encounter. So that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
But yeah, I mean, like, see how far away that last save block was? It's so obnoxious. It's like if you
Yeah.
something bad happens, you have to go all the way back there. It's like, come on.
And do this fight. Guys,
Yeah,
it's Peach. We
it's-
beat the game. Oh, it's a duplicate.
Oh my god, dude. Literally trolled. Debated.
Alright, but yeah, just attack her 3 times. Dude, you're
Yeah, they probably should have put a save block next to that heart block, but whatever.
Yeah,
they're
right.
really
I kind of agree.
Alright, there's no equip before this boss, is there? No. No, I just have to what? Alright, so last use of up and away. Hopefully it works in all of them. Okay, so we got trolled. That's the worst one to get trolled on, but it's not a big deal. It'd be really annoying in a run. But here I can just... Oh, you guys get to see get to see this move. Airlift.
Oh yeah, that's the worst one, dude. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and it actually... The one in the front takes the longest because you have to watch the animation go all the way off screen.
Mhm.
But it's not... Yeah, for this, not a huge deal.
And don't you have to go? Do you have to go heal or no?
Nope, I still have enough
Okay.
FP.
Got it.
I need 17, I think?
Okay.
I know I have enough.
Got it. I
Yeah,
didn't
plus,
know.
like, you would normally... The triple dip route does this fight with 5 less total FP. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So I think if you do that route, you have just enough FP to win.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
If you have 20 FP. We have 25.
So,
Alright, so this is Junior.
I think this is the first instance of using quick change in fights. Well,
Yes.
I mean, the last one was last fight you just did it, but quick change is a really powerful badge. It lets you swap partners and attack with a partner at the same time. Did you upgrade Sushi, by the way?
I did.
Okay, I'm totally
Don't make me
missed that.
panic like that.
I literally didn't think, like, when did that happen? But
That's
anyway.
literally every run.
Mhm.
Did I upgrade Sushi?
so yeah, you can see he's able to switch partners and then still act with this partner. So it's a really powerful effect that lets him like use basically whatever he needs at any point in time. So it's a really, really good badge. I
Okay,
think
okay.
definitely like probably one of the strongest in the game.
Okay, we got... This is also really annoying if it happens. This loses like 30 seconds to get 4 caps. Yeah. Because we have to... We can't do enough... like, he has at least one defense. I forget exactly how much. But so Bo can't hurt him. Watt can't do enough damage to kill. I think he has exactly 7 left. So, like, Starstorm is the only backup. But it's fine. We still win. And this is where things start to get interesting if you do skip Bo. Because, like, you see how much we're using out of sight. And we're going to be using it on the next 2 fights as well. You have to start doing really crazy stuff, like using Power Shock with Watt that might fail and things like that. And close calls.
Yeah.
But-
So just because Peril and Power Bounce is so powerful, the strat for a lot of these last 3 fights is get into Peril and then bounce him, use out of sight so you don't get hurt, and then Power Bounce again. And usually they'll die by that point. Obviously Bowser won't, but Bowser's a different strat. But for this next fight, it's Power Bounce, use Bow, and then Power Bounce again. And if you get lucky, he dies. If you get unlucky, then you just have to hit him again. But that's you still win the fight even if you don't kill him. But
Right.
if you don't have Bow, then like what do you do for turn 1? Like how do you deal enough damage, and then how do you stay in peril? So you actually have to use timeout, which on Hallway Bowser has.
Well, that's just 80%. But
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing in all cards if you don't have?
we Power Shock, and if that doesn't work, we
Oh
hope
my
for a close call.
God.
Yeah, it sucks.
That sounds awful.
That kills so many. It's better than timeout, though.
Okay, I believe
It
it.
is still better than timeout.
Um,
Okay, so yeah, we have a chance. If I get really good RNG, this could be a 2-turn fight. Or I could get 3 caps. Okay, never mind.
Sick, dude. 4 turn,
I
5,
thought I
4
messed
turn,
it
4
up.
turn, 4 turn. So yeah, you'll see he power bounces here. Unfortunate 3 cap. Ideally, you're looking for a 5 cap there.
Yeah, a double 5 cap kills.
But you know, whatever. RNG doesn't matter.
Cap.
And so Bowser will attack here, and then he's going to power bounce again. On turn 2, Bowser will always. You get double 3 caps.
Yeah, I did. Actually,
Nice.
that's technically faster than a 4 and a 3.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So turn 2,
Fun
Bowser
fact:
will
he's not
always-
invincible.
Yeah, he always uses the Star Rod turn 2, so he's safe here.
Yeah, I don't remember the chances of a 3 cap, but they're not super high.
I want to say it's like 36, maybe. I don't.
I think it's less than that.
Maybe.
Okay, but yeah. Luckily, he's not invincible even with the Star Rod.
Mhm.
He just has like what +4 defense, I think. So we can.
Yes. Maybe +2. I don't remember.
Yeah, so that is the slowest Bowser fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, an extra. Usually, the average is a 3-turn fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll get something less
just
than a
got
double
really
5.
unlucky. So.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Mhm.
We're using strats where it's actually impossible for me to die to RNG, to him, or to Bowser. The only thing would be like the only way I could lose is if I like mess up, which is possible. All right, gonna save. Last save. Final Bowser, the bane of new runners. Did I use that? Did I even use that word right? Because it's so long that like if you die on the second phase, it's like a 5-minute time loss or something.
Yeah, it's rough.
All right, quick unequip speedy spin, equip fire shield, which we have just enough BP for. All right, so the way that Bowser works, this is the final boss of the game, Final Bowser. The fight that we use, I actually really love this fight. Just the way that it's constructed. So Bowser has 99 HP. He also has the ability to heal. But the way that his healing works, shout outs to people like, I think JD Aster data mined it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To find, yeah. So shout outs to people like him, well, specifically him, who data mined like the specific fight pattern. Like we can see the script for how Bowser works. And so we know that as long as our HP is low enough, then Bowser will never heal. So what we do is our current badge setup. So it's what? PFD down, fire shield. I think those are the relevant ones.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it.
Oh my god.
Those are the only like, relevant ones.
I freaked myself out. For some reason, I was expecting to charge, and then I started power bouncing.
Oh my god.
I got it. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. I accidentally selected the right move. It's fine. But oh yeah, okay, 3 cap here that was still unlucky, but a 3 cap is 50-50 on phase 1 of Final Bowser, so that wasn't like it was unlucky, but it wasn't uncommon. But yeah, so what we do, Bowser, the first 3 turns, there are only 3 moves that Bowser can use. Well, the first 2. And it's Fire, Claw, and Butt Stomp. Fire does 10 base damage. Claw and Butt Stomp both do 8. PFD down, we have that equipped, so it's 11, 11.99.
Yeah.
Fire Shield we have equipped brings that back down to what 10.99, and then we're going to be using Water Block, which is why we upgraded Sushi. Which
And so that increases overall defense by 1. So now it's 8, 8, 9. But because you have water,
9, 8, or yeah, you're right.
8, 8, 9, yeah. But the water actually also reduces any fire-based damage moves by 1. So now all 3 attacks do 8 damage. And if you block them, then all of them will do 7 damage.
Right. So, and since we have 15 HP, that means as long as you hit your first 2 blocks, you will always be in peril. And then we can like use Out of Sight and Repel Gel to keep that for the rest of the fight. It's I don't know who made that fight originally.
I want to say Giga had something to do with it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that Giga was involved in that. Because, but I might be wrong. I don't know.
In what?
In creating this Final Bowser strat, because Giga was like was the world record holder when Clippy Boots when this route was first made, and then obviously and then this is like kind of a modified version of the triple dip route. So I believe Giga was one of the main routers at the time.
So really well put together fight. Just have to hit my blocks, and there is the version that I'm using. So I'm always guaranteed at least 3 bounces on Bowser. There's a significant. It's not as high as in phase 1, but there are chances of getting 3 caps, and from bounces 4 and higher, basically I need to do an additional 7 damage beyond like the base, 6x4. So the 3s and the 2s and 4 we're gonna use 1. We're gonna use turbocharge. Need to add up to 7. If I don't, I die, but I grabbed a life shroom, so it'll be fine. If I didn't have a life shroom, then there would be a small chance of dying to RNG. There's always I could miss a block and be screwed. There's no reason to, though. Even if I do miss a block, I could I've gotten out of sticky situations with Bowser in the past. But yeah, you see why there's all of this build up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you die to this, and Bowser is pretty hard to a beginner, so this can be a point of frustration for new runners.
Yeah, Bowser is very hard. Just overall, all the blocks are still the same timing, but I think a lot of people mentally get psyched out by them, and they just struggle. So this is a pretty hard boss.
Bosses usually, most bosses have 1 attack you need to learn how to block.
That's true. But a lot of them are, I don't know. I always feel like everyone, or a lot of especially new people, have trouble with Bowser, which is interesting. Even though it's the same time frame, I just think the idea of being the big scary final boss, has some sort of mental barrier.
Yeah, I can believe that.
So yeah, J-Cog.
Yeah. Oh, and fun fact: Paracarry Shell Shot cannot miss on Bowser.
This is true.
Literally impossible.
Yeah.
All right, double fire. We're in there. In peril. All right, gonna power bounce.
So fire here again does. Yeah. So now J-Cog exactly at 1 HP. Pretty convenient.
All right, so this is turn 3. All right, still attacks. There's a small chance that he shields this turn. Okay, so turn 4. The most likely thing for him to do this turn, there's a 75% chance that he will shield. Hopefully he doesn't, because we could get it. Okay, he did. Yeah, this is the most common pattern.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he's gonna shield. That's fine. We'll just take it right back off. And then I need 1 4-cap. I'm gonna power bounce 2 more times, and to not lose the life shroom, I need 1 4-cap. All right, switch to Watt. Gonna do a turbocharge. Oh, lightning! That's rare.
Lightning instead of wave.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Well, usually he doesn't even wave that turn.
Doesn't he usually wave after Starbeaming though?
It's usually the turn you out of sight. He can do it earlier, but it's usually this turn.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Dude, what? The double lightning? That's crazy.
You got double lightning? What the heck? That's actually insane.
Yeah, lightning is the rarest move.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't matter. He's dead now. But all right, let's go.
The commentating is a little bit out of sync. I'm a little bit behind, obviously, and I think J-Cog might be a little bit ahead because of the way the way it works a little bit. So, but that's it.
Cool.
Bowser's dead. He did it.
Bowser's dead.
And so this is gonna be a 257, 50, 49.
Oh, you know.
No, wait, 40.
I actually don't
44?
know.
What is no? It's gonna be a 257.45, I think.
Yeah,
it's like a 608, something like that.
Yeah, it's like a 608 or so.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty close to 257.48 or 45, I think. Because I think you got it at 37. So.
Is that what it was? Okay, I'll take your word for it. But no, I'm super happy with how that went.
That's a pretty good run. That's a pretty good run.
There's still a little bit left of the run. There's some cutscene for now. It's just holding B, and then there's some movement at the end, and there's one more. I call it a glitch. We allow it in glitchless speedruns.
It is something.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah. Can we do a chat poll? Should Luigi come to the party? Just like
If you want to see a glitch,
there's
maybe
a
not
moderator
glitch.
in the chat. Can you make a poll? Should Luigi come to the party? Yes or no? Like that'd be great if we can do that.
My vote is no, because
My
I
vote is
want to.
no.
Basically, this is save the frames or save Luigi.
I wanna say, yeah, bring Luigi or leave him at home.
This is always like whenever this game gets run at GDQs. This is always like a bid war.
And I want it to be no, so that my guess is accurate, because I don't know what it is if you don't skip Luigi.
Okay, I honestly don't know.
Should Luigi come to the party?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I maybe see more yeses. It seems pretty even.
Well, they put a poll. So
they actually did put
yeah,
one.
They actually
okay,
did. They put up a poll. Yes is winning like 75%. So
you disappoint me, chat.
sorry.
All right. Okay, I see the poll now. Oh, I can vote. I'm gonna vote no.
I voted no too. That's funny.
Dang. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna come back though.
Unfortunate. All right. We'll do it
Okay,
for the
okay.
chat.
Let me make my case against Luigi though. Okay, so
What does Luigi do? Like, come on. He doesn't really deserve it if you think about it.
Here's my argument. So there are multiple universes in the Mario universe. We know this because Paper Jam is a game that exists, and the Paper Mario in that game comes out of his book. So we can it comes into the Mario and Luigi world. So we can safely assume that the Luigi in Paper Mario is specific to the Paper Mario universe. And then if you go into TTYD and if you talk to him throughout the game, you'll know that Luigi is like, Luigi is constantly like just having his misadventures, and all of his partners that talk to him, they hate him. He's the worst. He throws a blooper into the lava. So the Paper Mario Luigi does not deserve to come to the party because he's a terrible person.
Well, yes won, so he's coming to the party. So
That's unfortunate. I'm still disappointed, but I'll take him.
That's really funny.
Yeah, he's toxic.
Toxic, dude. Toxic. All right, so this is probably gonna be a 658 then, like 658.
Yeah, so
07. I don't know.
Yeah, it loses what, like 12
I don't know. I have
seconds?
no idea how long. Close to 20, maybe. I have no idea if this. No, it's like 12 seconds, isn't it? This is gonna be like a 6. This is gonna be like, okay, this is gonna be a 6:57:59.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah, and you can safely dislike the
658.
Paper Mario Luigi while still liking Luigi in general. That's what I'm saying. Like it can be consistent, logically consistent. But anyway. Yeah, we're taking him. I have to be careful. Because so the way this works is at the very end. So like we're seeing epilogue stuff. Mario gets a letter. They get invited to the castle again, just like the beginning. And so Mario and Luigi both get on the pipe. If you hold down, you'd hear it. You won't, because I'm not going to do it. But you would hear like a nyeh, 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 nyeh. So like instead of just like
the pipe sound effect.
Yeah, you'll
Like
hear it
earlier,
like double go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'll go down the pipe without Luigi, skip it, and you'll come out of the pipe, and Luigi won't come out behind you, but he will hear.
I also really like this cutscene. I think it's really funny because it's like, Cooper, there's a party, and you're like getting honored, and it's like, Colorado, is that
Oh,
okay?
yeah,
It's like,
I gotta
yeah. And then Parakarry's like, oh, by the way, Colorado, your wife's mad at you, and he's like, oh, shoot.
Oh, I didn't even know that
And
was
he
said.
teases it, and then the two in the background is like, we don't have names, so I guess we'll just go.
Okay. I have to be really careful. The lore. Actually, I think this is one of my most popular clips. Back in the day when I first started running this game and was doing glitchless runs, this trick, Luigi Skip, was banned because it's like arguably a glitch. And it's super easy to just, if you're nonchalantly like just rotating the analog stick, not paying attention, to just accidentally do it. And then I started like freaking out because I had to run to PB. But
Yeah, I did. I've done that before too. Don't worry. I literally did it by accident. It's like, I didn't mean to do that.
all right, here he is, chat. Luigi coming out of the pipe behind us. I hope you're happy. All right, equip Speedy Spin. And then we'll make our way to the end.
Making our way downtown.
Oh god.
Sorry.
Copyright hit. Alright, there it is. And then Peach, or time will be whenever Peach puts her hands in the air. It's just more text. Yeah.
How long is this cutscene? This cutscene is what, like 23 seconds? Okay, I might have.
I don't know.
I don't know. 2:57, 52, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what it is.
All right, so time is now. Oh, not now.
Oh, well, okay. The timer stopped a little bit early. That's okay.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
And time is
2:57, 43. That is pretty solid for a marathon
Now.
run with safe strats.
That's pretty. That's a pretty good run. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super happy with how that went. And it would have been 12 seconds faster if not for chat.
I have to save Luigi, best boy.
All right, if you say so. Yeah, but that's it. Can I say a few things just about like Paper Mario
please, yeah,
speedrunning?
go for it.
Yeah, so if anybody else wants to get into this game, we have some really good resources. Speedrun.com/PM64 will get you the speedrun.com page, links to the Discord, all that stuff. Glitchless is my personal recommendation to get into the game, and there's a really good beginner route. I've done a video tutorial on it.
You're cool.
Yeah. Also, if you're not into a run that long, any percent, there's actually a good beginner any percent route now that Glower
That's
made.
true.
So and he's made some really good tutorial videos, so that is also an option. Links to that stuff is in the Discord. If you want to follow us, I'm twitch.tv/jcog. If you want to
Twitch.tv/Icewind, but spelled like the way in the bottom left of the screen because I was 12. And then Glower, who has chimed in every once in a while.
Yeah.
He's
If
still
you
here.
want to see some good Pape content and occasionally other stuff. But yeah, I think that's about all I had. So thank you for GDQ. Thank you for having me. It was a blast.
Thank you so much, Jaycock, for running that. Honestly, it was amazing, and I think everybody had fun. I certainly did.
It's pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
But all right, everybody, I guess that's going to be it for our show. So thank you so much for joining us for Time Capsule, and a huge thank you to our wonderful subscribers for making this hotfix content possible. Again, if you enjoyed the run, please make sure you follow JCOG here on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/JCOG. Stay safe, everyone. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we will see you next time.